everybody, and welcome to another live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini. I had about 3 hours sleep last night. Let's do this. What are we painting today? We are painting some more Turnip28. So you may remember I've painted turnip models a few times on the channel. Last time we were painting ourselves a swineherd, which is like a dozen of these pigs here. We also painted ourselves, let's see, we based some cursed little infantry guys. We painted a couple of horses. Yeah. Today we're going to be painting a cannon. So, basically, in Turnip, you can take a cannon as a unit. Here's a cannon. It's full of it's full of musket and sword blades, bayonets, I suppose you might call them. There are some more there. A cannon is terrifying on the battlefield. It can't move, it can't take objectives, but it is great, and it has 3 wounds. This is one model, and next to it, I'm going to have a little gun crew. So we've got a model here. I'll talk you through both of these in a sec, and a model here. Which, so basically you've got the cannon, and then I've got like a straw bear model here that I figured I'm going to paint up as if it's kind of smouldering, as if it's like subtly on fire, as if it's living fuse cord. So like, you know, cannon's ready to fire, man comes along, dips his head in, and then bang, cannon goes off. And then, obviously, once the cannon's been fired, you've got a guy who needs to swab the gun. So I've turned this musket into a little swab, which is where my head went on the thumbnail. I'm so sorry that my head wasn't coming out of the cannon and that you thought it was a missed opportunity. But that's where I put it. So we're going to do that. And then basically I figured once we've done the cannon, because it won't take super long, we've still got those 2 horses from last time we need to paint up. But you may have noticed in this little box here, I have got a large number of terrain pieces. These are like basically cobblestone walls. There's quite a few of them, so you can sort of piece them together on the battlefield like so. So I'm just going to start painting those up. So that's the plan for today. So as per usual with a turnip stream, we've got a good amount of stuff to get through, and all of it is cursed. So anyway, that's the plan for today. How are you doing, chat? How is everybody? Did you have a nice weekend? I did not, but it is over now. This is Monday and this is painting time, so that is good. Oh, also, I'm experimenting with blue stuff for the first time. You may have seen that there's this little guy here who's sort of just like... He came as part of a cavalry crew, and I think he's meant to have been trampled. But anyway, there's a guy who's like flat on his back. So I've used... I'm going to catch up on... I've got 2 super chats. I'll catch up on those in just a sec. I've used some blue stuff to make a little mould of it. So you can kind of see, like, there's a little... Kind of like Han Solo, there's a nascent guy in there. This is made from some melted down Games Workshop sprues. It's kind of currently curing while the acetone evaporates and it hardens. The plan is... It's not strictly legal, but I'm going to... Well, I mean, I'm not selling these. I'm going to turn out loads of these, and then I'm going to put them all, like, as like a little carpet on the floor. And then I'm going to do like a resin pour over the top, like they're all drowned in a little swamp. Because that's Turnip, everybody. I bloody love this game. It's a kit basher's dream. Anyway, we have 2 super chats to deal with. The first is from Llama Bing, who says, "Hey Johnny, I would like a hi because it's my birthday. Also, a cannon that fires muskets is awesome." Thank you very much, Llama Bing, but more importantly, happy birthday. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and that you enjoy this stream very much. I dedicate this cannon that fires bits of muskets to you. Thank you very much for the super chat, and yeah, just enjoy your special day. And then Darth Revan Darth Revan has done a super chat saying greetings from the dark side. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat, and greetings to you from. I mean, if this timeline isn't the dark side, then I don't know what it is, because everything's a lot, isn't it? But there we go. Will says, I just joined the video and got the plan is not strictly legal, but I'm gonna. I mean, it's not like super illegal. I may have made a little blue stuff mold of an existing little bit of plastic that I have. So, RV Dammit says, is that fresh paint water in shot? No, this is my drink water. So, got that there. Paint water is just here. As you can see, definitely not fresh. How long is it going to be before I paint my drink water? I don't really know, but we know it's happening. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, I like when you paint cursed things like our friend the bear. We should see if we can find you a zombie boar to paint next. Evil laugh. Oh, I mean, that'd be kind of fun, I guess. But also cursed. I mean, you know, we've still got our lovely friend Werehorse here. It actually occurred to me today that if I get good enough with blue stuff, I could make infinite werehorses. Could just churn out loads and loads and loads of them. Just have a little army of werehorses. But anyway, yeah, if we can find a zombie boar, I'll paint that up. Although it's interesting. In the land of Blood Bowl, where the Johnny lies, there's a new model coming out, sort of an updated model of Rumbelow Sheepskin, who is a star player for the Halfling teams. And he gallivants around on the back of a ram, and he's got like a lance, and it's just generally sort of like a cheeky halfling on the back of a steed. But you look at the fur on the sheep, and it just looks like brains or guts or udon. I think some people have said it does not look like lovely curly sheepskin. The nice switch says Bambaleo sheepskin, which is exactly the kind of thing that is going to set me off today. Because, yeah, just couldn't sleep last night. Just couldn't sleep. I was feeling like... I was thinking... Oh, yeah, my shoebox fell apart, so my paints now live in this box. I was having a weird day yesterday. I wasn't having a great time. I was feeling kind of anxious. I wasn't really having any thoughts at all. Just generally trying to take it easy. And then at like 11 p.m, my brain went, you're all right now. Stop feeling anxious. Let's get some work done. And I was like, Jen was just like, huh? And it was like, yeah. You're not on the verge of a panic attack anymore. You don't feel weird, you don't feel sad, you don't feel stressed. Let's do some work. And I went, okay. So I opened a Google Doc, and I wrote 2,000 words. And my brain went, nice one, good, yeah, all right. And I was like, all right, cheers, brain. Welcome back, I guess. Should we get some sleep? And it went, no. So I got sleep at 5 in the morning, I think. 5:30 in the morning? Not sure. It's weird. I did just wake up from a disco nap, though, so I'm feeling like I can just about string a sentence together, you know. Sorry, I'm just deciding what paints to use on this. Let's use some red on that, so yeah, just weird. I normally don't have any trouble getting off to sleep, but last night, ooh-wee. Rude, so it was. It's just weird. Just very, very weird. Let's see. We've got that. I wanted to use these as well. Okay, let's do this. Let's paint a weird cannon. So, what did you get up to this... Lewis Calper says disco nap is when you pass out on MDMA, isn't it? Is it? I thought disco nap was just a quick nap. Oh. Gosh. Wow. Then I've been using that wrong for years. Oh dear. James Baker says 2,000 words on what, if you don't mind me asking? Never you mind, James. But it'll be out to patrons soon. So, yeah. Colin Laster says, going to be on VOD Squad today, as I've got errands to run, but I wanted to stop in and say hello to Johnny and all you LSPs. Hello! Lewis Cowper says, I've never heard of a disco nap. Apparently a disco nap is a nap before you go out on the lash. Oh, well. Gosh. Well, I mean, this is probably as close to going out on the lash as I get these days, isn't it? After the break, I might drink a beer. Whoa. Actually, probably not. I've got to finish a game of Blood Bowl tonight that I didn't finish on Wednesday. My league game against the elf team. One of the elf teams. The team Crush, which stands for Chthonic Ritual to Unleash the Sidereal Hate Master, I think. That's it, yeah. Currently it's 1-1, but it's my 5th turn of the second half, and I've got a strong cage. There are very few elves left on the pitch, and it looks like I might make it 2-1. The only question is whether the elves can come back and score, as they did in one turn last time. Because elves. Excuse me. Eccentric Lefty has done a super chat saying, thanks to you and Luke, I DM'd my first session ever last week, and it went great. I played D&D so much as a teen, and I never thought I'd be able to do this. Now I am so excited for this campaign. Congratulations, that's amazing. I mean, all those years playing as a teen must surely have been a help, but I'm very, very glad that Luke and I could help get you over the line with it. That's fantastic, and I hope everyone really enjoyed it, and that bright things are ahead for your campaign. That's wonderful. Mark Kerwin says, my nuns got eaten by nids at the weekend. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I'm so sorry to hear it. It's nice to see everyone's actual, usual usernames as well in chat, rather than your snotling versions. Dean Wannell says, yep, this is why I stopped watching people stream on YouTube. Unless you pay for a super chat, you're not acknowledged. Twitch streamers are way better. Hi, Dean. Here is some free engagement. I hope you're well. And that you have a lovely day, my pal. Cheerful Spider sings, you can nap if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. No friends of mine. This base coat isn't going down brilliantly, but also that's kind of fine, because it's turnip, isn't it? Dean, what's your favourite flavour of ice cream? Dean? Clay Trimble has just types, actually. Just types. Clay Trimble says, hey, Johnny, been a long time since I dropped in, but happy to return. Hope everyone's doing well. My brother has got me into sludge recently, trying to build a sky pirate army with what I can. What's sludge? Because sky pirates sound bloody interesting. Would be very interested to know what that is. Corvus Albright has done a super chat, saying, cannon full of muskets haiku for cannon full of muskets time. On the horizon. Cannon warranty voided. Check the manual. Very, very good. Let's see. Moriax42 says, is there any lore behind Turnip a la Warhammer, or is it just a game system? So, there absolutely is lore behind it. Basically, Max... oh, God, I just know him as Turnip Max. I forget his surname because my brain is just not working. But basically, the guy behind Turnip, it started as just like a cool illustration of like a slightly like mutated, weird-looking dude in sort of like Napoleonic era battle dress, and then people were like, "This looks amazing. This looks great. Well, you know, can we get more of this?" And I think he kind of realized like, "Oh, I'm onto something here." And people were like, "Are there rules?" And then Turnip sort of sprang from that, as far as I'm aware, anyway. Max Fitzgerald, thank you very much, Jack Wood, and also Will, and also Lewis. So yeah, basically from then it sort of sprang into, there's a full rule system, but basically it's like a Napoleonic era war game in which like basically the world has gone horrible, like really horrible, and everyone's just fighting over turnips because that's all there are to eat. But the problem is that like if you eat them, the more you eat them, the more you go weird and turnipy and rooty yourself. And there are armies which are different cults. So my cult that I've gone for is I think it's called the Fungiferous Herd, and it's the one where basically you can have up to 12 pigs rampaging around on the battlefield. There are lots of other ones, and they're very, very good fun. So that's a cannon sort of painted. There's still some bits of base coat showing through, but I'm actually going to leave those because I quite like the sort of pitted look, to be honest. WhoMD21 says, so Bugsnax is a Turnip28 video game? That's right, yeah. God, I mean, you know what? I mean, it is a bit weird that I love kit bashing and painting models for Turnip28 so much when I just couldn't play Bugsnax for more than 15 minutes. I don't know what it was about that game, which just made me feel deeply not okay. So I just couldn't hack it, but so it goes. Right, let's see now. Will says the fluff of Turnip28 is, imagine if the whole of Europe was rural Norfolk. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see now. Other paints. Bronze, sure, why not? Lewis Calpus says, Johnny, did you watch any Warhammer Fest? Any interest in Horus Heresy or any of the other releases? I didn't watch it, sort of caught up with all the blog stuff. And I don't know, I was hoping, to be honest with you, I thought that the squats were going to come in to Kill Team, not Necromunda. And to be honest with you, I don't really like the sculpts that much. They just look kind of like weird and broad. Like, I don't know, there's something about those models. Maybe it's the colour scheme that sort of put me off. Even though looking at their suits and everything, you can really tell that the Kharadron Overlords are just squats in Age of Sigmar. But yeah, no, nothing really grabbed me. I did find the new Skaven model interesting, because I think that between that and the new Underworld's Skaven band, they're redesigning Skaven and like how they look. Because I've painted a shitload of Skaven models in the past. It feels like they've moved the ankles and made them less human. They're kind of more just like long. And their faces are a bit longer, and their limbs have been sort of more sort of proportioned differently. So like, I don't know, it's got me interested. And like, the rumour mill's going wild that there's going to be a Sylvaneth Skaven Age of Sigmar box when both get new battle tomes. And apparently, like, apparently I hear the Skaven models are going to be like Storm Vermin and Clan Rats, and basically nothing particularly new or exciting for Skaven players. But I wonder if they're going to be redesigned. I'd be intrigued to see that, but I don't know. I do not know. I do not have any insider knowledge. All I have is some speculation. I saw somebody ask earlier what's in the cannon and is it cannon fodder? It's certainly some bits from some miniatures that I kind of bunged in there. I just thought it'd be interesting if it fired swords and stuff. Llama Bing has done a super chat saying, I have a question. If you fired some William Wordsworth from a cannon, would it land as slam poetry? I love it. Can you imagine if, like, instead of, like, it lands and it takes out half of the enemy's units and everyone just goes, oh, apparently it was just confirmed and the article's already out. There we go. Gary Cook asks, hi Johnny, how many... Sorry, the article being Skaven and Sylvaneth. Gary Cook says, hi Johnny, how many Blood Bowl teams do you currently have on the go? I currently have 6 teams waiting to be painted, which my daughter Caitlin says I can't buy any more until we finish them. I don't know why I gave that the inflection of a Saturday morning TV presenter. So I can't buy any more until we painted them. Well done, Caitlin. That's a really great thing to tell your dad. The weather's coming up in just a few minutes, but before then, we just got time to answer this question. How many do I have on the go? Okay, so I've got the Chaos Dwarves. I've stalled on those. I underpainted a Norse team at the weekend. Sat on my desk and unpainted, completely untouched, is an old school Khemri team and a 2nd edition dwarf team. So that's 4. I've got other models on the sprue that I haven't even touched yet, but there we go. I'm liking how this bronze is going on. It looks horrible because, like, it's a Vallejo paint that I haven't shaken especially well, but I think it's meant to look quite old anyway. But it's coming out... I mean, I really haven't shaken it very well, so at the minute it's coming out super dingy. I might actually put some more of this back on the cannon. I might do the barrel in it. Yeah, I will. Fuck it, why not? I don't know, actually, because I'll do the wheels. There we go. Do the wheels. Claire de Bear says, will this model get some mud on it? Will it? Are turnips delicious and all there are to eat? Of course it's going to get some mud on it. I've got my big bucket of forbidden Nutella here. It's going to be all over the base. What I was going to do with the actual cannon bit was... oh, I really like this. I'm going to stipple it on a bit. What I was going to do with that was just do loads of different washes on it. That's why I've got kind of like a green wash, this really weird yellow one, a flesh wash there. Just going to throw some colours on there. Well, we're talking to Claire de Bear. Claire says, do the nuns play Blood Bowl? They don't. They belong to Warhammer 40k, whereas Blood Bowl is set in the Warhammer fantasy universe, like the old world. Although, a friend and I did plan to kit bash some 40k teams together at some point. I was going to do some AdMech, but I haven't done it yet. But you never know. Cheerful Spider says, is the Turnip Pope horrifically mutated? That's what I should have gone with. That's extremely good. What was I doing? That was it. I was trying to put some music on. But Spotify's not playing ball. There we go. Will says there are Blood Bowl nuns. There are? Blood Bowl nuns. Aiden Folks says, on Big Bang Theory, they keep calling it Nutella. Nutella, which is crazy. Well, that's what you get for watching a shit program. Sorry, not sorry. I hate that show. I think it's dreadful. Let's get some more silver down on that. You could be nicer to people, Johnny. I mean, you already called out poor, angry little Dean. So I just don't think the Big Bang Theory is good. Like, I just think it's just endless jokes being like, nerds are weird, aren't they? Well, also trying to capitalise on nerd culture. It's like, this is a show for you. Aren't we weird? And then there's like that fucking clip. I know people have dissected it loads before when they're like, okay, so we've all agreed this battle is for the the God Emperor of Gallifrey. It's going to take place between the armies of Star-Lord and Master Chief in the realm of like the fields of Pelennor. I can't remember the exact quote, but that's not a joke. You just named a bunch of things. It's just a bunch of shit pop culture references shoehorned in. It's like in the same way that Ready Player One wasn't interesting. It's just awful. Emma Blass says, it is awful and I hate the way the women are written. That's that's another thing. It's like, oh God, oh I have a girlfriend. Oh, am I gonna manage? Oh. Will says, Johnny, please stop doing this. It's bad. It makes me hurt. Sorry, apparently I'm just out to upset people today. Who's next? Come on. What are your treasured things? What things do you like? I haven't had much sleep and Spotify's not working. Let's do this. Defect says, good evening LSPs and Johnny, standing here in my lovely new tea and making dinner. Or supper? Never learn. I'm so glad your t-shirt arrived, Defect. That's absolutely lovely of you. Sam Street says, tell me why Spaced sucks. And no, actually don't. I can't take that. I like Spaced. It's like, I tried to watch it again a while ago, and like, it looks very old now, which kind of weirded me out and made me go like, ugh, and stop watching. But that's more confronting my own mortality issue than anything else. I mean, the guns episode is still very strong, I think. And just the bit where Mike has some cheap speed and is running around the park like a motorbike. Very funny. Shows the Great and Powerful says, I have a soft spot for someone called Johnny Chiodini. Alright, here's why that's a fucking terrible choice. Here's why that's objectively bad. Ta-da! All of this. Will says, oh, what about Babylon 5? Can you tell me what's wrong with that? I never watched Babylon 5, but their songs are shit. There you go. Jack Stinton says, Black Books or Green Wing? I've watched Black Books more than Green Wing, but I think I might prefer Green Wing. I don't know. It's hard to say. Mark Cohen says, now do Will. Too tall! Too tall! Too tall by far. What's the point in living if you have to make sure you can go under a bridge? No, I like Will a lot. Will, you're the perfect height. Defect says, so what is the difference between supper and dinner? Class. Literally the class of the person saying it. And I do not mean that as in like a... you're classless if you call it dinner. I just mean posh people say supper. That is all. That is all it is, really. It's how many silver spoons they had in their mouth at birth. The Nice Witch says, it's not dinner, it's tea. Oh my god. There you go. There it is. Will says it's fine though, because once under bridges I'm rewarded with goats. Emma Benton says, criticise me, I dare you. Too fucking far away, Emma. Ooh. I'm in the States. Oh, you know what? It's only been half an hour. We've got a long stream ahead of us if this is how we're starting. And I'm here for it. I'll fight you all. I didn't even do a brush reveal. Hey, babes. It's the Rock Ninja brush I always use at the start of the stream. It's holding together surprisingly well, given it's like a couple of years old, and I use it for everything. There you go. Just Man Bun actually says, offend me, please. No, not here specifically to offend people, just to heavily criticise them. Actually. The Nice Switch says, this stream is going to turn into Johnny listing which community members they could take in a fight. I'm calling it now. Oh no. Most of you. No, I'm joking. Oh, no, we're going to make the top of that a different colour, I think. And we're going to shade the crap out of that, because that is too bright right now. But I do want it to stand out a little bit. Lucky Akai says, Johnny, do you have any plans to colorise some or all of your hand tats? Absolutely not. No, I don't have any colour tattoos, and I don't want to. Lewis Calvin says, Johnny criticises Skaven. Shit bravery, mate. Never won with them. Never won anything with them. Oh, I've won one game of Blood Bowl with them. But the Blood Bowl, Skaven and Blood Bowl are not proper Skaven because they're too competent. There, I said it. There we go. And let's find the next paint we want to use. Where have you gone? There you are. Xandri dust. Okay. Claire de Bess, as I walk past the Rainforest Cafe in London on Sunday. Yeah, how about that? Also, hello, didn't know you were in London. Isn't it magical? Isn't it just the happiest place on earth? Obviously, you just can't say that in marketing materials. But, you know. Thomas Ford says, Johnny, I know you've said in the past that you like The Expanse, but what don't you like about The Expanse? Ooh, that's a good one while we're criticising things. What don't I like about The Expanse? There's one of the books I wasn't like wild on. Gosh, this is actually quite tricky. What don't I like about The Expanse? There ain't much, turns out. That it's over? That counts, I suppose. Burrito has done a super chat saying, Johnny calling garbage TV what it is good YouTube. Thank you very much, Burrito, for the super chat and for your encouragement of this bit that I've been doing for far too long now. And CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, in my defence, someone wanted to see the cannon working. I'm not even sorry. Very good. William Barry says, is it book 4? That's the one people usually have the most issues with. The one where they're on a planet for most of it. It didn't grab me like the others, but I did enjoy it. So there we go. But that's all I'll say, because I don't want to spoil the series for anyone else. I've not started watching the TV show because they don't look on screen how they look in my head, which obviously isn't a valid criticism for a TV show because it wasn't made by my brain. It's not even a criticism, it's stopped me so far. But I thought about watching it the other day. There we go. Nako the Kitty says, Johnny, is this colour more pale sand or closer to cream? Well, pale sand is cream. This is Xandri dust, which is closer to dust, I suppose. Sort of a more beige. More beige than cream, I'd say. But, right, okay. When I'm 64-bit says, yeah, that's where I stopped reading. Oh no, push on. Do not worry. Oh shit, Amity Island Fishing Club says, oh, even bigger news than getting paid tomorrow. By the way, I got my Korean citizenship today. I'm officially a Korean resident now. That's amazing. Congratulations. I wish you joy of it. Right. Hey babes, it's a brush change. We're switching to this absolutely ruined Artmaster All Media Series 10 because it's what I like to use to shade things. Bow 1156 says you're a stinky stinkerton. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you because I probably said something that merits that response on this stream. The only question is, what? Which thing was it that I said? Where's me Null Oil gone? Where is me Null Oil? Ugh. There you are. Right. Rob J says, oh my god, that brush, it's so fluffy. I know. I've been shading models with this since like 2017. Selena Steele says, what do you think of the Discord series? I bloody love the Discord series. It's amazing. The Guards books are my favourites. Or the Guards books, I mean. I've been rationing them. I haven't finished them. Oh, Bow1156 says, that was for Mr. Tom for the win, laughing my ass off. Oh, okay, never mind then. Phew. Happy Bob says, non-binary person looks for things, returns again. It's good, isn't it? It's an integral part of these streams. Okie dokie. Phone calls are just overqualified jump scares. Incredible username. Absolutely amazing. Says, apropos of dinner/supper, or supper/dinner, din-dins. Is it something people actually say? Yeah, it is. It's a colloquialism. I think it's most commonly used for, like, you know, to talk to kids. Like, do you have our din-dins? Or, you know, it's like, it's cutesy talk, isn't it? You know. You'd say it to a cat as well. Like, have you din-dins? So, yeah, it's not... I'm assuming you're asking this because of the existence of Ian Higton over on youtube.com/Eurogamer. It's not something Ian's invented just to mess with people. Although, right, you know how Ian, or at least when I worked with Ian and the rest of the Eurogamer team, he used to say chippy chips. When he was talking about chips, like, oh, I'm going to have my chippy chips. I was like, what nonsense fucking baby talk is this? What are you talking about? I never realised that he specifically meant chips from a chippy. Like, I never put two and two together on that. Mea culpa, right? You know, that's on me. But I was in Hove recently, which is near Brighton, and I walked past a chippy called Chippy Chips. And it blew my mind. I tweeted a picture of it in. I was just like, not only is that a thing, but it's a business. There's an actual chippy called Chippy Chips. I couldn't believe it. Just... Semantic Poetry has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny and Fab LSPs, could you please send some love and warmth to Lisa Hunt, who is having a rotten no good Monday, please? You're all stars, with a heart emoji. Absolutely. Lisa, I'm so sorry that your Monday is not going to plan. Of all of the days to not go to plan, Monday is like the quintessential one. And yet, even though it's the one you expect to go wrong, when it does go wrong, it sucks the most. So I really hope things start looking up, not just for the rest of the day, but for the rest of the week, and that the other LSPs bombard you with... bombard's the wrong verb. Send you lots of love and warmth. Yeah, do take care of yourself. Thank you, Semantic Poetry, for the super chat. But yeah, lots of love, Lisa, basically. Jack Wood says, "Oh no, now I want chippy chips." I just didn't. I just thought it was Ian being like, "Oh, me chippy chips," just playing with language in a really weird way, you know. Right, let's just get some of this stuff on here. Let's sort of stipple on different washes because I want this to look suitably balked in that sort of quintessentially turnip way. But I want it to look varied, to give it a patina, if you will. I'm patina! There we go. Selena Steele has done a super chat. And then follows up with, I didn't get to send a message with it. Selena, please just type the message into chat. Don't super chat it again. I will read it out with all due ceremony and attention. Dylan Armadak says, if we can bombard people with support, would you call it supporting artillery? Very good and apt, given the stream. There we go. Oh! Phone calls are just overqualified jump scares says, actually not, asking after Din-Dins as an Ian thing. I do occasionally watch Ian on Platform 32, just wanted to check in with an actual UK person. Yeah, people do say Din-Dins, but... just a casual reminder to those tuning in, my pronouns are they, them, not he, him. Thank you very much for your consideration. Claire de Bear says, you can talk, Johnny, Mr. Lasagna man. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I don't play around with language. All I'm saying is I didn't realise Ian hadn't made up chippy chips, I guess. You know. Cookie Cat says, my cat heard Din-Dins and is now looking intently at her food bowl. There you go, look. See? It is a thing. People say it to their cats. Oh, hello. Yep, we're putting all the wrong colours on this model. This is Cassandora Yellow, a shade I do not remember buying. But it turns out it's kind of great. Secret Agent Sam says, I finally have a Monday off, but for a doctor's appointment, sad. So I finally get to see some of a Johnny live stream. I hope the doctor's appointment was all right, or is all right, if you haven't already gone. And hello! It's nice to see you. Oh, Selena Steele says, do you think Nobby is a human or not? I'm assuming that was the message for the super chat. I don't know, I always kind of assumed Nobby was human, but just very, very, very weird. Never really occurred to me that Nobby might not be human, but I guess it's because I've been easily distracted by other members of the Watch. Because they aren't human, many of them anyway. Will we get another lasagna stream, says Claire de Bear? Probably. Yeah, probs, I reckon. Nobby is absolutely a human. He's got a piece of paper to prove it. Will makes a good point. Will makes a very good point. Oh no, don't do that. Don't. Wow, I don't know. Spotify really needs to start working so I can listen to some music in the background if that is where my brain is going. Although, interestingly, did you know that piece of music is called Entrance of the Gladiators? Somebody was like, oh, the gladiators coming into the circus. Oh, they're ferocious. They're going to fight to the death in the Colosseum. Whoa! How do we make them sound menacing? I know. Bananas. Absolutely bananas. Oh yeah, I was going to try and make that thing work. Please work. Come on. Just play me anything. Oh, thank God. Okay, we're going to be all right. Oh. Just a casual message to anybody in chat. Do not worry about misgendering me. It is a thing that happens, and I am very cis-presenting. Mask presenting, rather. I just thank you very much for actually, you know, listening and adjusting your language accordingly. It makes me feel very seen. Thank you. The Nice Witch says, more clown music, please. No, the Nice Witch, please. I need this job. Just because you're one of those Twitch streamers. Don't. Bit more null noil, I think. Yeah, this cannon's starting to look pretty weird. I kind of didn't put too much weirdness on it in terms of, like, turnip adornment. Like, you can see from other models, I'm quite fond of just sticking on bits of foliage and... oh, actually, one of the gunners, the gunner with the swab, has horse legs, a horse leg for a head, and one on their back, just for shits and grins. So yeah, I kind of wanted the cannon to look vaguely normal. I'm having quite a lot of fun just daubing on different shades, to be perfectly honest with you. It's good. It's good fun. Dr. Branger says Roman gladiators would also sell their literal sweat. Huh. I knew that, like, obviously, you know, gladiators, Roman, the Olympics, Greek, but, like, Olympians, like, used to have their sweat collected and bottled, like, and it was like the sweat of a champion. I knew that was a thing, but I didn't know gladiators used to do it. Maybe there's like a deleted scene from Gladiator where Russell Crowe's just like squeezing his armpit hair into a little bottle. And their bathwater, says Will. Wow, they were the original e-girls. Bellas Delphinus. Oh shit, we're not even an hour in. Oh boy. Okay, so that we're gonna leave the cannon like that for a bit. We might we might go back to it. To it. Let's work on the gun. Let's work on the gun crew. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So, the plan is... Will says, thank you for buying that setup perfectly. I do not regret my purchase, Will. Oh, dear. So, Doom Biscuit says, hang on, bello or bellus is war in Latin. It works too well. Oh, no. Okay, so here's the thing. Declan Camp says, are you not entertained? Oh, Neck of the Kitty says, this is going to wind up in Tom Jones Town before the end of the stream, aren't we? Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. We're on our way. We're well on our way. So, right, here's the thing. So this is a... Mrs. Tom for the Win says, now I'm just thinking of a gladiator in cat ears going ooh woo. This is a model of a straw bear, which is like an English folk figure. That there's a particular town where they parade a man dressed as a straw bear about in the streets. But I want to make the top of their head kind of like, and probably actually here on the tips of their hands as well, seem all fiery. Not fiery, but smouldering. I will base this all in sort of a yellow gold, I think. And then I'll do the fiery bit. I think so. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, okay. We're good. We're good. We're hanging in there. Honestly, I thank the big man upstairs that I've got some music in my ears now, because if boop 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 boo was still going around in my head when all of that nonsense hit, then I'd be in big trouble. You can tell I'm tired because I said when all that nonsense hit and then had to pause because I couldn't remember what we'd just been talking about. My short-term memory is shot right now. So this is fun. Manuel Riveros says, Johnny, would you recommend Blood Bowl for a casual tabletop, or should I stick to the video game? Blood Bowl is obscenely expensive in Brazil, and none of my friends would be willing to buy it. So the video game is exactly the same, pretty much, as the tabletop game. Like, there's very little difference. It's a really, really faithful port. So if you stick to the video game, you're basically saving yourself a whole bunch of money. Also, the video game crunches all the numbers for you. Like, it works out whether a tackle would be 1 die or 2 die. It works out the percentages, like, on whether a dodge is going to work or not. So, like, there are definite advantages to playing the video game. I cannot control the video game to save my life. I have spent 6 hours playing Blood Bowl 2 on the Steam, trying to get to grips with it, because I love playing Blood Bowl and I want to be able to do it whenever. I rage quit every time during the first drive. During my first turn, I mess something up. I send someone across the game, across the pitch, and I hit Alt F4, and I uninstall it, and I go, I'm not playing that again. And then I do it again. Just talking about it now, I'm tempted to install it. So it is very good. So I would, you know what, stick to the video game. Blood Bowl 3 is coming soon, I think. Soonish, it was delayed. And if you really, 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 really love it, consider buying it. But don't do it the other way around, especially if it's obscenely expensive. So, Baddy Wrongleg says, I was really surprised to hear you reference Straw Bear in the Dread stream, because I don't expect anyone outside Peterborough who's not a Morris dancer to have heard of it. Well, I grew up in Bedfordshire, so not a million miles away, to be honest. But also, I just like knowing about weird sort of folk stuff. Straw bears are just fun. Ruthie Pinion says, have we all been huffing some of Johnny's paint fumes? Is that what's happening? The tragic thing is, these are non-toxic acrylics. There are no fumes to huff. This is just what I'm like today. So, yeah. Happy Bob says, it's 1:20 a.m. Tuesday morning here in South Australia. As much as I don't want to, I should go to sleep. Fairly well all. I will enjoy catching up on this at a more reasonable hour for me. Bye. Take care, Happy Bob. Sleep well. It was lovely having you in chat. I apologise for whatever comes next, because I don't know what is coming, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be weird. Luke Gray has done a super chat. And says, hey Johnny, just arrived and wonder what projects the SSPs are up to. Personally, I'm working, brackets procrastinating, on my own TTRPG based on murder mystery, like the classic TV shows like Death in Paradise. That sounds wonderful. That sounds very, very cool. SSPs. Super Skelly Pals? Superb Skelly Pals. Succulent Skelly Pals. That's more like the last stream, isn't it? What are the SSPs up to? Will says, Straw Bears are just shit versions of Jacks in the Green. There it is. Here it goes. The English folk fight begins. I mean, at the minute, I'm painting cursed turnip things, but more broadly, I've got Blood Bowl on the go as per usual. But what are the other LSPs up to today? Please, the Nice Witch says, I'm drawing buff wizards again. Yes, please. That sounds great. Tell me more. Dr. Branger says, oh, the best folklore thing is the Gavler goat, a massive straw goat in Sweden that the public and town government are just in a perpetual war to burn down or re-erect. I follow the Gavler goat every year. It's survived the last few years, hasn't it? It seems like the security's getting pretty good. Although I imagine the pandemic gave them a hand there, cowards. But yeah, the Gavler goat, absolute classic. Love it. I'm firmly on team burn it down because I just admire the pluck of like the fact that at some point people went, this isn't just a crime that happens every year. This is what it's for. I think that's wonderful. Mr. Tom for the Win says, I'm up to 101 things related to my Twitch and YouTube channels, which is about standard. Do feel free to drop... It's twitch.tv/Mr. Tom FTW, right, Mr. Tom? If you do want to check out Mr. Tom's streams, an excellent beard. Don't know why I said it like that, but there we go. Dr. Branger says, it's getting better, but when I learned of this, I was just in tears laughing. Miss sorry, I nearly called you Branger. Dr. Branger, are you aware of the Flogster scream? Because I feel like if you enjoy the goat, you would like the Flogster scream. Have a look at that. Sarah Burke says, hey, Sarah Burke says, hi, Johnny and chat. I got good news. I got approved to go back to work. Thank you for being so supportive while I've been sick and everything. I'm going to cross-stitch in happiness. Congratulations, Sarah. That must feel amazing. I hope going back to work is very like smooth and enjoyable. And yeah, fantastic. Like, that's such good news. I'm really, really happy for you. That's wonderful. Right. Ow. Oi. Just Man Bun actually says, I'm just watering my cat. Righto. Mluck says, I'm doing statistics homework. Does anyone want to do it for me? Send it my way. You'll get a bad grade, but what have I done here? I've accidentally selected all of chat. Stop that. Okay, well, oh Christ. Ah! Okay, fine. Okay, so we've based this guy. So let's put some dark oranges in there. Some Troll Slayer orange, probably. Maybe some, not some golden yellow. We'll put some dark red in there. Dr. Branger is now aware of the Flogster scream. It's alright, pig. Now that is the case, for those of you who don't know, the Flogster Scream is basically, it's a university town. And it's like a tradition that started decades ago, where one night people just started screaming out the windows. And since then it's just become a tradition where every night at 10 p.m. people just scream out the windows. There are some lovely, lovely, lovely videos of it on YouTube where someone's just like, here it goes. And like someone starts it, they're like, ah, and you hear other people be like, ah. I love shit like that. Just weird folk stuff, you know, as opposed to the normal folk stuff. Right. So, we're gonna... Oh, you know what? Let's treat ourselves. Let us treat ourselves. We're going to get some of that on there. We're going to get some Troll Slayer orange out. Then we're going to get some golden yellow. We're going to do some wet blending. Because why not? Why ever not? Smug Borgin says, afternoon all, have they started slathering chocolate buttercream on the minis yet? Not yet, but I have been slagging off a lot of popular media. And people. So, glaze medium, glaze medium, glaze medium. Where is the thing? the thing I need to use. Here it is. Little. Big. Okay. Okie dokie. So. Right. So. Let's get some reds on here. We're going to end up covering up a lot of this, so it doesn't really matter if I completely biff it, but I put some glaze medium into all of these paints that I'm putting on. I'll move my palette up actually so you can see them. Oops, sorry about it, gunnery dude. Can't really see that still. Hold on. So, we've got some reds, we've got some gold yellow, and we've got some very bright orange, and I'm mixing in some glaze medium, which slows down the... Ooh, Christ. Slows down the drying process, and also makes them into sort of a glaze, which is very easy to sort of start putting onto a model and then start blending in with other stuff. That looks awful already. Great. I love it. Love that for me. There we go, look. So we've now covered the head in some paint and it looks bad. So, but what we're going to do now is introduce our good friend Gold Yellow, which I think, / hope, is going to save us all. Or is it? Yeah, it sort of looks fiery. I've watered it down too much. I'm going to put one more dot on there, then I'm actually just going to clean off this brush. And I'm just going to start sort of making little swirly... It just looks like pizza now. Yeah, it looks bad. I shouldn't have done this. It's me wet blending, all right. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Oops. Cool, great. Well, I hate that, so let's do it again. Down here. Because what I am going to do is to do like a heavy grey dry brush over this anyway, so that it's mostly obscured. So I only just need bits poking through, so I'm not too worried if it sucks. Here we go. Good Luck or a Quick Death has done a super chat. There is no message attached to the super chat, but the support is heavily implied and appreciated. Thank you very much, Good Luck or a Quick Death. That is very kind of you, as ever. I hope you are well. The nice switch says, look, you've made Will hit caps lock now. I am going to heavily dry brush it. I was thinking like very dark, like a dark brown with maybe some black in there, but also I wanted to get some greys in there as well. There we go. If we sort of blend the yellow on top, that looks bright, doesn't it? I mean, again, this does not need to be perfect. I think if some of that's poking out underneath some blacks and grey, that'll do just fine. Thank you. Good times. Well, now, we've been at this for an hour and 5 minutes. We've alienated somebody. We've talked trash about a bunch of TV. We talked about some folk figures. We've talked trash about some folk figures. What next? Here's the cannon. Now it's sort of dried, and I like it. So we'll just smear some Nutella on that later, and it'll be fine. Okay, just got to wait for this to dry now, because the funny thing about glazed medium is it slows the drying process. I'm also going to shade it so that these individual stalks show up better. Okay, so, well, that being the case, why don't we start on our little gunnery friend here? And frankly, I've kept you waiting long enough. It's time for some pale sand. Ebrel506 says, did we have the butt talk yet? It makes it sound like I'm everyone's parents. It's like, oh no. Oh no. Little Ebrel506 came home asking what a butt is. It's time to have the butt talk. We haven't had the butt talk yet. Okay. Chaos says, what is the best sandwich? It varies for me. Quite a lot. At the minute, I'm really enjoying hummus and spinach sandwiches. Can't get enough of them. A while ago, it was vegan ham and mayo and tomato sandwiches. And I would have that over normal ham. The best sandwich is the one you want in the moment, I think. You know? Like, I fully follow... I adore British cook Nigel Slater. Not only because, like, his later TV programs, his early stuff has a weird, like, slightly sexy energy to it that's just uncomfortable. But now he's sort of moved into his, like, chiller sort of, like, I'm just really happy with my life sort of era. Like, he bloody loves a sandwich. Like, he had this this show where basically it was like, here's a week of recipes. And he basically cooked 7 different things. Or was it just 5 different things? I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. But the first thing he cooked was always a sandwich. And he's like, basically every episode he's like, I love a sandwich. I love a sandwich. And he's right. Sandwiches are amazing. Anonymous says tuna mayonnaise and sweet chili. Fuck off, Anonymous. Eberl506 says, I'm a big fan of egg salad sandwich myself. I'm so sorry, that was an awful spoonerism. I'm a big fan of egg salad sandwich myself. Paul Harris says, bacon, cheese, and cayenne toasty. I became a really big fan of kimchi toasty, which is just cheese and kimchi. Metal Magpie says, peanut butter, golden syrup, and cheddar equals best comfort sandwich. Oh. Oh. That's news to me. What would that be like? Peanut butter, yeah. Num 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 num. I don't really like sweet things, so I think I would struggle with the golden syrup if I'm perfectly honest. CookieCat94 says Vegemite and peanut butter is common here. I have Marmite on peanut butter all the time. It's my favourite toast. Dan Kelleher says, now you mention it, his early stuff is like a weird proto-Nigella. He did a show with Nigella. He did a weird, sexy show with Nigella Lawson. There we go. Sam Street says, local sandwich shop near me does a really good Reuben. Oh, I bloody love a Reuben. Aiden Folk says, ham and cucumber. Yes, please. Cucumber's so good in anything. Oh, I'll tell you what I had today. I had a tuna mayo sandwich. No, there wasn't sweet chili in it before anyone starts. I did put some cayenne pepper in there, actually. But, when I was making the tuna mayo, just hacked up loads of fresh spinach. It was delicious. It was great. Ooh, Defect said, I made a vegan... I'm going to fuck this up. Smorgastarter sandwich cake yesterday for birthday. It is / was nice. Defect, your birthday? Happy birthday, if so. If not, happy birthday whoever's birthday it was. I hope a lovely time was had all round. Let's get some... We will get some cream on there, but we should actually darken this down. Because what this is meant to be a swab. Oh, I'll just put loads of Nuln oil on it. That'll be fun. Hey. Cool, cool, cool. Eccentric Lefty says sun-dried tomato, mozzarella and pesto. Toasted. Can't get far wrong. Amity Island Fishing Club says can't get a good sarnie in Korea. The bread is like that gross sweet American kind. Oh no, and you just became a citizen. No. Defect says not mine, but thanks. Okay. Ebril506, however, says it was my birthday last week. Unfortunately, I had to work. Sorry about it, but happy birthday for last week. Amity Island Fishing Club, you do get lots of other delicious foodstuffs, though, at least. I'm a big, big fan of the YouTube channel Yummy Boy, which is basically they just turn up to different Korean food establishments and film them making things, and it's mesmerising, but also mouth-watering. Silwa has done a super chat saying, "Hi, I've been watching old painting VODs and the discussion about who in Middle-earth..." Sorry, I'll start this again. "Hi, I've been watching old painting VODs and the discussion about who in Middle-earth has the best ass was what finally convinced me to read Lord of the Rings!" I've peaked! I've finally arrived! This is the... Silwa, this is the greatest moment of my career, possibly life. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, that's the best news. That's the best. That's the best thing. Right. What is this they've got on the top of them? It's a coat. It's a coat of some kind. Oh, I'm so glad it was the Men of Gondor with their perky buns. Like I should read this. Brian Mullard has done a super sticker. Talking of reading things out with more ceremony than normal things that are typed in chat. Brian Mullard has done a super sticker. It is of a pear. A pear is normally a piece of fruit that is shaped sort of like bigger at the bottom and larger on the top. It can be used to fill you up, to get a nice sort of juicy flavour going on your taste buds. Occasionally, to tell whether or not a board game is good, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. We're not talking about fish right now, we're talking about pears. This pear is different in that it has arms and legs, and it seems to be capable of moving at alarming speeds, because this pear is positively racing along on its knees, going like, ah, screaming, while the letters G-O-A-L, which spell goal, like sort of go above their head. So I'm assuming this pear has accelerated to a frankly dangerous speed and then started sliding on their knees in order to celebrate the fact that we got somebody to read Lord of the Rings by talking so much about asses, which is just the best thing ever. Chiffle Spider says, "Did my super chat go through questioning myself?" I might have missed it. Chiffle Spider, let me have a look. Sorry. Let's, there we go. Yes, sorry. Oh no, what tune is this? The super chat reads, "A pear is a fruit with a big round patoot. It'll ask how it's going, but what you don't know is all it really wants is your blood." And I should definitely know what song that is. What should I be singing it to? Help. Sorry, Cheerful Spider. What colour indeed do I want to make this gunner's jacket? I might just do it in the standard green. I'm going to do it in green. How's everyone doing? Are we all okay? I realised, I'm coming across as like a really overly intense party host right now. But I just want to make sure everyone's okay. Oh, no tune, just doggerel. Okay. Well, I really appreciate it, Cheerful Spider. I very much enjoyed... Oh, that's a nice colour. It's not green, but I'm tired of looking for a thing. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It was good, and I'm sorry I missed it. Okay, so we're going to paint this in field blue, which is sort of a very grey blue. That'll be nice, won't it? And then I think Yeah. Well, what we'll do is we'll shade the straw bear. Why don't we do that now? In fact, and then we'll paint the coat. Woofed. Sam Street says, we're good, Johnny. This energy is weirdly uplifting. Okay, good. Fine. Cool. Phew. Great. Where's the brush gone? Here we go. It's a sort of Feldgrau, says Will. What's Feldgrau when it's at home? Dylan Armourdeck has done a super chat. The super chat has no message attached. It could just be that Dylan wants to show some support, which is lovely and very much appreciated. Dylan, if you were planning on putting something in there, just type it normally in chat and I will read it out. Hugh says, Gondor calls for ass and Rumphan will answer. I love this community, I really do. Paul Hamilton says, hello everyone. Hello Paul, how are you doing? Nobody tell Paul just how cursed this stream is so far. Dylan Armadeck says, shit, I meant to write something with the super chat. Just write it now, Dylan, and I will read it out. You do not need to super chat again. Oh, it's field grey, the colour what certain militaries used for their uniforms. Oh, yeah, it is a bit. Yeah, they were the baddies, weren't they? Ooh. Probably should have used Agrax Earthshade for this guy, but oh well. I think we can all agree the shade has really made those stalks stand out. Dylan Armadeck says, pursuant to the ass joke, oh God. Gandalf, I'm trying to sneak into Mordor, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks is alerting the orcs. Oh dear. I need to brush up on my my snake, to be honest. Kind of, it always threatens at the start to go full Geralt, which isn't what we're aiming for. Thank you very much for that, Dylan. It was a bloody delight. And I'm amazed I managed to read it straight-faced-ish. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, by the way, Johnny, just to let you know, as I'm starting to get used to the dialysis routine, I'm now planning a phased return to work starting the 18th. That's great, Nick. Congratulations. What a tremendously resilient thing your body is. Like, that you can just learn to get used to dialysis, you know? I hope your return to work is triumphant. Nothing less than triumphant. Oh, well, I hope it's good for you. Actually, let's start with that. I hope it's good and I hope it's rewarding. It doesn't have to be triumphant. Like, you don't have to go in there and kick everyone's ass or anything. You come first. Neko the Kitty says, Johnny, you know I clipped your last rendition with the werehorse. Oh! I do not remember that. I do not remember what I said about werehorse in this, so I look forward to seeing that later. Septimus1026 has done a super chat saying, would the dwarves or the elves have a better rear? My vote is for the dwarves eating meat and potatoes. Oh, you know the dwarves have better butts than the elves. The elves have all just got, like, you know, high and tiny butts. Like, I think I've described them before as like eggs in a handkerchief, you know? Like, pert, but like, not much there, you know? Dwarves? Come on now. Dump trucks. Dan Keller says, just say Metal Gear and you'll be right there with your snake impression. Metal Gear? Oh, yeah. Okie dokie. Cheerful Spider says 2 plums. See? Cheerful Spider gets it. What is this song and why do I want to listen to it? I don't. Big on song. There we go. Dylan Armadeck says, I don't know, climbing is good for the ass. Yeah, but the elves also, like, they're, like, you've seen the bit where they're going over the pass, over the mountain. Like, Legolas is walking on top of the snow. He's so light he never has to exert much downward force in order to bloody move. He could spend 1,000, he could literally spend 1,000 years on a Stairmaster, because elves don't have to sleep. They just go into a little elf-like trance for a few hours, and he's immortal. and he would never have half the ass that even like the skinniest dwarf in all of Moria. Well, Moria's a bad example; they're all dead. The skinniest of dwarves. He could never even rival them. Never even come close. You kidding? Septimus 1026 says, counterpoint, they have eternity to do squats. They do, and they just do nothing. And Anonymous says, dwarves climb loads, they live in mines. Yeah. Yeah. HC Bird says, imagine the stairs in Moria. Exactly. And for some reason, my brain made me think of that in the exact same tone and cadence as Michael Caine in A Muppet's Christmas Carol saying, think of the grocery bills. So, hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Yes, this really is that blue, isn't it? Look at that. Field blue. Yikes. Well, to be honest, this model serves no purpose on the battlefield. It's just a wound marker. So there you go. Right. Now, that's the clothing based. Now we need to do some slightly different brown on the boots. And on the... Will says they have a tendency to do squats and they fucking don't. Jack Wood says, right, gonna bounce for a bit, see you all later. Take care, Jack. Twitch.tv/ThemboJack. If anybody was wondering, you should go watch. Chill and nice. Dylan Armadex says, is eating a tree ant vegan? No, because they have sentience. Like, they clearly have feelings and opinions, and even though it takes them a long time to say anything, if you tried to eat them, they would say no. So, definitely not vegan to eat a tree ant. Funny? Yes. Vegan? No. It's still a shame that they cast Thingy as both Gimli and as Treebeard. Would have been nice to have another actor do that voice. Who would you cast to be Treebeard? Fuck it, while we're at it, who would you cast to be Gimli? I'm not overly attached to John Rhys Davies, whose birthday it was this week. Happy birthday, get better opinions, you old bastard. Yep, that brown is almost no different to the base shade. Well done, well done. Gilbert Gottfried, Brian Blessed, says Semantic Poetry. Danny DeVito as Gimli, oh my god. I mean, it's acting like Danny DeVito that got the dwarves in Moria into trouble in the first place. Because anyway, they started blasting. Bill Bailey, for sure. Oh, Jacksepticeye. Sit down, Will. Blessed is too fast to be Treebeard. That's a very good point, HC Bird. Oh god, imagine Terry Wogan as Treebeard. John N says, can I offer you my axe in this trying time? Andrew Roberts says James L. Jones as Treebeard. Definitely got the growly stuff. Black Shield Forge says Gimli equals me. Treebeard, Max von Sydow. I never know how to say that properly. Yeah, James Earl Jones as Treebeard would be an interesting one. So he's got the base there, hasn't he? There was another one that I wanted to talk about, and it's gone whoop, straight out of my head because that's just how this is going. God, Bill Bailey as Treebeard, can you imagine? So we've had a chat. We decided, yes. Well, we decided, yes. Are you going to war? Well, we decided you're not orcs. That's good, isn't it? Race Shadowheart says, is it vegan if the ant grows fruit and offers it? Yes, absolutely it is. Because consent is key in veganism. Ooh, Semantic Poetry says Ron Perlman would be cool as Treebeard. Same kind of basiness. And Cheerful Spider says Chiwetel Ejiofor for Gimli. I'm going to look that name up. Because I do not recognise it. And I probably didn't say it right. British actor. Oh, okay. 12 Years a Slave, Doctor Strange, in the whatever the new one is. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, Infinite 2012, the 2019 Lion King, Kinky Boots in 2005. I mean, I recognise the guy's face, but I've not actually seen a single thing he's in, which is my bad, to be honest. Doctor Who fans, how do we feel about Ncuti Gatwa getting cast? I think that is very exciting. I don't really watch Doctor Who, but it looks like fun, and the usual sort of Whovians I check in with seem excited, so that's good for them. Anyway, we're going to start horrifyingly laying down some flesh tones on these horse legs. There we go. Will says Moana is one as Treebeard. Sold. Done. Get him on the phone. Give him whatever he wants. Emily Hill has done the sweetest super chat I think I've ever seen, saying, bless you for a sneeze you did during a God of War video. Thank you very much, Emily. That's very, very kind. Semantic Poetry says, not a Doctor Who fan, but the casting news is awesome. Emlux says, I may actually watch Doctor Who for the first time, to be honest. Hey, hey. HC Bird says they could have cast Sean Bean for Treebeard. I think he was available at that point. Too soon. Right. Flesh tones on a horse leg. HC Bird says, I'm not sorry. Well, I'm going to make you sorry, HC Bird. How about that? Fight me. Oh, there's a little leather pouch there. I should probably paint that. Sure, why not? You can paint that. You can paint that all you want. Come on. Declan Kemp says, oh, Johnny, did you ever go back and take on any of the Valkyries in God of War? No, I haven't yet. To be honest with you, I think if I wanted to go back to God of War, I'd have to start again from the beginning, and I don't have time right now. So it's kind of on the maybe pile for the future. It is very good fun. Seotog says, what the hell is that? Welcome aboard, Seotog. This is a perfectly normal gun crew member for Turnip28. Here's the other gun crew member, looking perfectly normal. Here's a horse that we're going to paint up in a little while. You know, it's just Turnip28 stuff. We love Turnip28. The game with very normal horses. You know? Okay, Kislev Flesh or something similar, please. Nick Jeffrey says Johnny Chiodini for Gimli and Ian Higton for Treebeard in a super chat. Thank you very much. Can you imagine Ian Higton as Treebeard? They come in here with their axes, get little chippy chips out of us. Burning, gnawing, hacking, curse them. That was a shit Ian Higton impression. I'm out of practice. I should be studying. Another exceptional username has done a super chat saying, just want to say thank you for being you. My life has gone to hell in a handbasket in the last 2 weeks, and your streams have been a light helping me get through it all, so thanks for being you. I'm very sorry to hear that things aren't going well. I should be studying. And I hope things improve very, very soon. But in the meantime, I'm very, very glad to be here doing daft shit that makes the bad times seem less bad. So you hang in there, and I will stay here. And between us, we'll all get through this. Silva has done a super chat saying, well, I'm happy to have helped you peak. Oh, my goodness. Like you wouldn't believe. Oh, yes. Here's our Kislev flesh, which almost completely dried out, but we just about managed to rescue. Good times. Right. Make this look like skin. Because that's what Turnip's all about. Taking things that shouldn't exist and making them a reality. Yep, that's horrible. We'll shade that in a bit. Out of interest, how many of you have read The Silmarillion? And then, out of those people, how many of you are lying? Because I have definitely tried to read The Silmarillion. I tried when I was maybe 14, and I did not succeed, and I haven't tried again since. But I am curious. So I know it's technically possible. It's words on a page. Good, yeah, that's suitably awful. Ibrel506 says, Johnny, if you were a dwarf in Lord of the Rings, what would your weapon of choice be? Mace, axe, or spear? Axe. Definitely axe. Will says, I have and I'm not lying. It's fucking bobbins. Thoreau Weaver says, I've tried, I've failed. Seth Poole says, I've read it. I did not enjoy it, but I read it. I've read 0.34 Silmarillions. I started reading it. Alex Simpkins says, Johnny, why must you call me out like that? Tried but failed, read half. I have and I'm lying. I've not been able to read it, but I've read parts of it. It was easier on audiobook, says Black Shield Forge. Have not, want to try, tried and failed. Took a couple of tries, but yes, says Michael Shine. Very good. Etaparinka says, I read it when I was like 17. It's difficult, but it has some good parts, though. Emily Hill has done a super chat saying, P.S. Took off from work today, and I'm drawing again for the first time in a year. Happy to be hobbying alongside you. First stream I've caught in a while. Emily, that's great. I hope that your drawing is going very, very well, and that it is coming out less cursed than these models, because now that I've painted these legs flesh Tony... Oh, God, that's his name now, isn't it? I'm slightly upset by myself, which is kind of the goal of Turnip in a way, but it's still weird when it happens. B Reynolds 376 says, have not, still need to read / watch the actual Lord of the Rings. Yeah, do the Lord of the Rings before the Silmarillion. It'll, if nothing else, you'll have opinions about whose butt is best. RV Dammit says, if you've listened to it, then you haven't read it, which is bollocks. Oh, I suppose you're just being pedantic because you've listened to it. You've taken the book in, though. David Jones says, talking about books, Johnny, do I remember correctly that you like The Master and Margarita? I love that book. So when my wife and I got married, each table at our reception was a different book that we loved, which hilariously did mean that one table was 100 Years of Solitude, and there were quite a few of other guests' exes on that table, but they took it all in their stride. But we had one table was The Lies of Locke Lamora, one was 100 Years of Solitude, one was Northern Lights, one was Simon Armitage poems, I think. One was House of Leaves, but the head table, our table, was The Master and Margarita. And it took a lot of searching for secondhand books, and it cost me an arm and a leg, but I really wanted to do it. As a wedding favour, everyone got a copy of their book to take home with them. And what a lovely thing that happened was that some people already had it, so we got into a weird like swap shop situation where people were like going like, oh, can you have this, or la 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 la. It's great. Lucanthius says, Johnny, the model with a horse leg for a head, what is on the bottom of the hoof? I think it's meant to be like mud or sparks. This is meant to be the contact point with the base. So hopefully you can see there, it's just like, it's kind of like woof, it's whoosh. I didn't add that, but it's a thing, it's just a thing. Right. Hermit Prime says, I haven't read a book in over a year, I just can't seem to motivate myself. You know what? I wouldn't worry too much. Especially over the last couple of years, it's been hard to do that. I've struggled a lot, and I used to pride myself on reading loads. I'd be like, ooh, I've read this many books this year. During the pandemic, I barely read a thing. Even now, I find it quite hard to motivate myself. I read quite a few books at the start of the year, and then I didn't touch them for 2 months, and then I started one and put a good chunk into it, but that was 3 weeks ago now. These things will come and go. Don't beat yourself up about it, because that's only going to make it more difficult to sort of go back to it. Puskiget says, oh god, I didn't realise it was horse hooves. Welcome to Turnip, Puskiget. It's going to get worse. Here comes a flesh shade. La 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 la. Oh, horrible. Cut off their limbs. Cool. Great. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the Nuln oil. Crystal Dragon says, I struggle to sit and read, and I work at a library. Right, there you go. That's all the permission you need, frankly, to, you know, not be on top of your reading list. So, that's some Nuln oil now on the swab. We're going to do that a couple more times once that coat has dried, because we really want to build up the sense of soot on this, because it's swabbing the cannon between fires, isn't it? Right. So, now it's time to dry brush, which means a brush change, which means a close-up beauty vlogger angle. Hold on. So, everybody, this is a Citadel medium dry brush. I've not taken especially good care of it, but there it is. And we're just going to use that here on the sort of heads here and the arms. We're going to start sort of dry brushing on some black and then some dark greys in order to create a sense that this is sort of smouldering rather than flaming. Also, I need to dip some Nuln oil just in there because there's a bald patch. So actually we're switching brushes back to our crap shade brush. There we go. Here we go. Gotcha. Little bastard. Delightful. Danila Dragon says, bye, Johnny and LSPs. We'll catch up later. Need to find some food now. Take care, Danila. And if you are now back at this point on VOD Squad, hello, welcome back. I hope you're well, and I hope your food was delicious. Right. Scott Perkins says, I love the aesthetic of Turnip, but I'm not not a huge Napoleonics fan, and B, about 90% done with games that use more than maybe 20 minis at a push. You can play Turnip with fewer models. You could play it with 9, 12. Okay, the smallest you can play with is 15, so it may just not be for you, but that's all right. It's good to know what you like. I'm pretty much done with Age of Sigmar, to be honest. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. But there we go. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, I once worked for Ladbrokes. One lady often bet on horses with linked names, and once placed a bet on 3 skid mark trousers and strangely brown. Thank you for that super chat, Nick. It was cursed. Random Workings says, I have arrived. Welcome, Random Workings. I hope you're very well. Right. Random Working says, guess your office is hot if you're not wearing your apron, Johnny. Correct. It is. 'Tis the season of being too warm in this flat, unfortunately. I did actually get a portable air conditioning unit because it can regularly hit 28 degrees in here, but it's too loud to run during a stream, so hey-ho. Also, it's in the living room right now, but there we go. Right, so just gonna... Oh, that's too heavy. Sort of gently brush on. Oh no, it's not too heavy, that's fine. Some greys will be good on that as well. Chris K has done a superb sticker. The sticker depicts the pair that I mentioned earlier, the one that is capable of frightening bursts of speed. It is either hurt itself or is amused, for it is rolling around on the ground, shaking violently, with a sort of like grin or possibly grimace on its face. Tears are spurting from its eyes and it is rolling back and forth. I'm inclined to believe this means it is rolling on the floor laughing, but I can't say for certain. Thank you, Chris. The meaning of your message is not entirely clear, but I appreciate it all the same. Good times. Here we go. Toasty guy. I'm definitely going to dry brush a shit ton of grey onto this bit, because this actually extends a little bit further than I would have liked. Right. Wow. The first hour went by strangely and slowly, but we're coming up on the top of the second hour now. No, wait. The top of the third hour now. We're almost at 2 hours done, and it feels like that has flown by. West Coast Weaver says, wait, tears, are we hurting the pair now? No. It's possible the pair hurt itself by skidding along the floor for about 20 minutes, but no. Elliot says, for the first time in about 5 years, I finished a book in 2 weeks, The 3-Body Problem. Properly incredible book. It's amazing. I've read the second one in that series, but I haven't actually read the third one yet, and I should really get round to it because they're both great. Yeah, The 3-Body Problem's so weird, but so good. Okay. It's too dark. Grey. Oh, what's it? Where's the light grey? It's not that. Pardon me for a sec, chat. Fuck it, we'll go with that one. Yep. Fine. Etta Parinka has done another super sticker for us. It is the pair again. The pair seems to have recovered and is actually looking kind of bashful, possibly because we've been talking about the pair so much. The pair's kind of standing there and it goes like, ooh, 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 and then eventually blushes and goes, hee hee hee. So there we go. Brian Shona says, tried the Three Body Problem as an audiobook and just could not get into it. It's, yeah, I think that's fair. It's like, I feel like it takes a while to get going and to really, like, reveal itself. But it is, I do think it's great, but you know what? So the Three Body Problem was translated into English by Ken Liu. Ken, Liu. There we go. That's the effect we wanted. Just tiny bits of flame poking through. Ken Liu has written books of his own, and because my brain is shut right now, I cannot, for the life of me, remember the titles. But they're great. In fact, I think I prefer Ken Liu as an author to... I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Is it Cixin Liu? Cizin. No, Cixin. My brain, honestly. Anyway, Ken Liu's a great author. Oh, that's it. It's shit. The Way of Kings. No, not The Way of Kings. That's Brandon Sanderson. I'm gonna have to Google it. Grace of Kings. Thank you, Will. The Dandelion Dynasty. Yes, Elliot. Brilliant books. I'm waiting for the third one. I don't think it's out yet. I haven't really been watching that closely, I guess, so it could be. But yeah, they're really bloody good. Okay, so here's how this is looking. I'm quite happy with that. I feel like it is sufficiently, like, drab, but also sufficiently, like, on fire. I think that definitely suggests smouldering rather than burning. There we go. Lucanthia says, have you read many of Robin Hobb's books? I think I read 11 of them before I finally stopped. I really liked the Farseer trilogy. I really liked the Wild Ship. Is it the Wild Ship trilogy? And then the Tawny Man trilogy I really liked, even though there's some... It just veers into really clumsy, slightly queer-bashy stuff. That is just completely needless and really actually harmful. And then eventually I fucking gave up on the Dragon Keeper books because I just thought, you know what? I've had it up to here hearing about fucking how great dragons are. They're shit, actually. Thunder Cookie says, is that Fuse Guy? That's Fuse Guy, all right. So Fuse Guy's done, apart from we need to paint the barbed wire that's coiled at his feet, and we need to slap on some mud around his feet. Secret Agent Sam says, I just finished The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which was really good. All her books are. I don't think I've read The Beautiful Ones. I've read whatever the vampire one is. I've read Mexican Gothic, and I've read Velvet Was the Night, which is great. Live Ship Traders, that's what the Robin Hood books were. Thank you, Dan Kelleher. The third one is out? Holy shit, Elliot, I didn't know this. Thank you for telling me. Apparently it is a beast. Bugger. Well, I'm still up for it. Because you know what? There are kind of dragons in that, but they're interesting. Take that, Robin Hobb. Oh, we're back on form, apparently. Back to just yelling at things about stuff. Okay, so, let's see. No, we don't need that brush. Let's go for this one. Okie dokie. Oh no, where's my fish knife? There it is. Oh, it's a different one actually. Anyway, okay. That's right. Ugh, Anonymous says, the problem with stories about oversized fire-breathing reptiles is that they tend to drag on. Oh my god, words are hard. Hey everyone, this is a Green Stuff World synthetic size 0 brush. It's good! We're going to use it to just highlight the skin on the horse-legged head guy. And then we'll be on to, painting the barbed wire for both, and then basing them. And then it's on to painting those two horses we didn't get around to doing. last time. And then, ooh, maybe we'll get onto some terrain. How exciting. Really want to make sure that there's a good, like, fleshy elbow here so it looks like this guy's got a face. Like, honestly, I feel like one of the best things you can get in monster design is when something has no discernible eyes, but you feel like it's watching. And I like, there's something about the sort of like, I've used a lot of arms for heads in Turnip, but there's something about this as well that just really feels like that's watching. So Neko the Kitty says, Johnny, you might like Shadow of the Gods. Dragons at the end, but they're assholes. Amazing. And then, oh, Levi Coffee says, made it. Watched a little earlier. Listened, I was driving, so I couldn't comment. Sorry, I had a crap weekend and last night. That's all right, Levi. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's the same life for me, but I'm feeling delirious. No, I'm fine. Anyway, there's a break coming up, and we can all take 5 to 7, and then just come back and continue to paint some more weird things. Will says, one of the best things you can get in monster design is slightly and uncomfortably attracted to the monster. There is a single-player journaling role-playing game about you having a monster that you keep secretly in your house that you enter into a deeply sexual relationship with. I have not played this game. I have read through the book, and even reading through the book, I was like, wow, this is a lot. Alice Bell once played it and afterwards taped the entire book up in duct tape and threw it in someone else's bin to get rid of it. Like, what she'd written, I mean. So, yeah, it's quite full on, I think. In case anyone was into that. Brian Shona says, what is it called? I don't know. I'll try and find it. The Video Gamer article might still be up. It's very old at this point, but... Marissa J says, time for a meeting. Thanks as always for the ridiculousness that makes me belly laugh. You are very welcome. Hermit Prime says, that sounds wildly inappropriate. Well, it's meant to be consensual, but it is meant to push your own sort of, like, comfort levels, but you're meant to... A, it's got safety tools in it, I think, but B, also, like, it's you writing it for you, you know? Words are hard. Words are difficult. Right, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a 5 to 7 minute break now. If you've never taken a break before, here's what you do. If you are thirsty, or if you need the toilet, or if you need a stretch, or if you fancy getting something to eat, or you're too warm, you're too cold, or if there's anything you can do that will make you more comfortable for the rest of this stream, however much of it you watch, go do that now, because I'm going to go refresh my drink. I'm going to just sort of have a little stretch, move around, wake myself up a little bit, and then we'll be back and we'll be painting more models for Turnip28. I'm also going to look up what that game was called, because it seems like a lot of people want to know what it is. Hugh says Mike Wazowski is the worst monster, confirmed. Hugh, I will absolutely fight you. So there. Right. Meanwhile, Mark Cowan says, going to pop off for din-dins. Bye, pals. Anyway, right, 5 to 7 minute break. If you aren't going anywhere, don't worry about it. There'll be some smooth jazz and a picture of my dog. Here it comes. See you in a bit. Hi. That was probably 6. I found the name of the game, everybody. It's called The Beast, an unsettling erotic game for one. It's a card game. It's apparently quite a scary game about sex. So, caveat emptor. But that's what it is, for those of you who are asking. The Nice Witch says, "Hello, I made a curry. Can everyone say well done, Sarah?" Well done, Sarah, on making your curry. What is the curry? I hope it's a nice curry. Holy shit, Max Fitzgerald's in the chat. Play it cool, it's fine. Welcome back, everyone. I'm painting some miniatures for Turnip28, which is a delightful game made by Max Fitzgerald. Funnily enough, we have just finished. So we've painted up this cannon, which sort of has like a drum full of gun bits, which then go in the cannon itself, and then we need to base these now. We've got the guy who's there to like swab the cannon and load it. And then we've got the fuse guy who is sort of on fire and will like stick his head in the cannon and fire it. Because a cannon has 3 wounds. 1, 2, 3 wound markers. Take out all 3, take out the cannon. Got a couple of super chats. Squeaky94 is on super chat saying, "Recently I came up with a pirate-themed tabletop RPG. Then the makers of Dungeons and Dragons found out. They sent me a C's and D6 letter." Okay, that's actually pretty great. And Megan M has done a super sticker. The super sticker is of a tiny child lime. It is a lime that has arms and legs and a face and pom-poms, and it is doing a march. But the proportions of its body lead me to believe it is a child. So, right, like I say, we still need to base these, and we shall, but perhaps we should move on to some cavalry while the going's good, i.e. while my brain isn't too screwed up from lack of sleep. So we've got this horse here, perfectly ordinary horse, and then we've got this perfectly normal horse here also, and we're going to paint both of them up. And then with the other 2 horses I did on the last stream, that'll be the complete cavalry unit. And actually, I think that'll be my entire turnip army finished today. Then I can move on to terrain, which is exciting. But Max Fitzgerald says, "I love fuse. Damn, might need to make that into a mutation." Incredible. Timothy Thomas has done a super chat saying, "Wanted to say thanks for a perfect chill stream after travelling for 12.5 hours, so have some dollary dues." Bloody hell, Timothy. Well done on getting to your destination safely. And yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. You're very welcome. To be honest, this stream is what I needed. I was really looking forward to it today, even though I've had very little sleep and I'm feeling very odd. It's just cheering me right up. So there we go. And I'm having a beer. That's the word for it. Good. We're doing well. Okie dokie, let's paint. Let's paint a horse. Jack Wood says, "I approve these horse crimes." Of course you would approve of the horse crimes. Why wouldn't you approve of the horse crimes? They're horse crimes. I still need to send you some horse heads, actually, Jack. I have so many things I've promised to post to people recently, and I just haven't sent them. When I really, really need to. So apologies if you're one of the many people in chat waiting on things for me in the post. Well, I say many. 3 of you. But I just, for the life of me, cannot force myself to get down the post office at the minute. You know when you just get a weird mental block on things? Turns out mine is going to the post office at the minute. Anyway. So, we're going to start in on this particular horse. So I'm actually going to start off with everyone's favourite paint, pale sand. Because my wife is a very keen mycologist. Not professionally, but she is really interested in mushrooms. She got hold of a bunch of spores and has grown like her own gourmet mushrooms at home and stuff, depending on the seasons. Like there was a week where we had 2 mini king oyster mushrooms. And we were like, oh, these things are like 20 quid handful or whatever, and we were just throwing them in ramen and just like just chucking them in everything because we had to eat them. It was glorious. So anyway, she talks about mushrooms a lot during mushroom season. No joke. When we walk the dog, it takes 2 or 3 times as long as normal because we're stopping to look at so many mushrooms. I love it. Like she says I'm very good at spotting them. I will see mushrooms. I will basically point and yell mush or mushroom, and then she will identify them, which is just fun. It's a nice, fun way to walk a dog. The dog, meanwhile, is bombing around with a stick, obviously. And so basically, I was thinking about mushrooms while I was kind of fucking up this horse, and I just decided to try and make its head a little bit like an oyster mushroom. Is it an oyster? Kind of a little bit oystery. It's almost chanterelle. Let's face it, I'm not great with green stuff, so it just looks weird, which is kind of the brief. So I'm kind of basing it cream, and then I might try and paint on some gills here. Emma Benson says, is that horse missing its front legs? No, Emma, this is how the horse is supposed to look. Corvus Albright says, as someone who is mildly mycophobic, your wife terrifies me. Sorry, I promise never to unleash my wife on you. Not least because the reason I never say her name online and I never post pictures of her online is that some people can't behave, and so I try and hide her identity as much as possible. So sending her after people is kind of counterproductive. So I promise you I will never sick my wife on you. Will says, have you both seen In the Earth? I don't think so. I think she has. I don't think I have. The Nice Witch says, Johnny's wife goes to another school. You wouldn't know her, Sarah. Oh, look, see. You see here, I lazily tried to put some gills in this hood, and then I sort of gave up because it was hard. This is the kind of sculptor I am. I would like to get good at sculpting, actually, with green stuff. It would just be, like, fun to just... Because I really enjoy kit bashing and, like, sanding down bits of existing plastic to make a crime. But it would be great to do it on my own terms. Like, I follow a bunch of accounts on Instagram that are just making really fucked up things, and it's great. Manuel Rivera says, my girlfriend loves to cook and would love to talk to your wife about edible mushrooms. Alas, Manuel, unless they meet in the wild, it is not going to come to pass. What is going to come to pass, though, is that I'm going to paint the legs on this horseman cream. How was everyone's 5 to 7 minute break? Mine was delightful. I replied to some text messages. Shadow Wolf Alpha 5 says, hi Johnny, can I get an early happy birthday for my birthday in 2 days? Absolutely, Shadow Wolf Alpha 5. I hope you have a tremendous day and the rest of the pack treats you very well. Step out of the shadows and into the light and have a tremendous time. I don't know if you're turning 5. Probably not. But very happy birthday in a couple of days. I hope you have a lovely week. Yeah, you have a great birthday. Monk, or Googly-Eyed Skull, is in the chat. It says, Smash Bash Challenge is a killer kit bash thinger. Yeah, I have been talking of people who kit bash cool things on Instagram. I've been following your Smash Bash kit bash of... and Warhammer 40k Space Marine Mario Kart mashup. It's hilarious, and I love it. You'll be able to describe what it is much better than me, I imagine. But yeah, Monk, you may remember, has been on the channel before. We had a little painting collaboration. Elliot is on Super Chat saying, I've been thinking about getting into painting 40k. What videos/resources would you recommend, or do you have any tips? So, I've I would actually say, I mean, there are loads and loads and loads of great tutorials on YouTube for picking up the absolute basics. Long time ago, I even made a video being like, here's the real, like, starting point stuff on painting. But I would just, so I'd watch YouTube tutorials. I wouldn't worry about buying official paints. Like, you're going to watch some tutorials that are like, and you now need to switch to Hendel Burp fire tone, and you don't. You just go, that looks a bit like this orange or whatever, and you can pick up that paint. So you don't have to drop loads of money on the paints. You can develop your own techniques. There are some fundamentals that are good to kind of get down, and tutorials will absolutely help you. I learned to paint by watching Duncan Rhodes, who was was at Warhammer TV. I watched him paint a Skaven clan rat, and I learned how to do it. So there we go. Johnny, tell the class what you learned about what isn't a learner video. Oh, that's a good point, Will. Okay, so the best painting tips I can possibly give you that aren't, as far as I'm aware, in a learning video that I can point you to. People have probably said this, but sod it. Number one, it turns out the consistency of your paint is the most important thing, in my opinion, for painting. Because if your paint's too thick, it goes on really goopy, it's hard to move around, it makes your models look weird, and you're basically fighting yourself to get it to look the way you want it to look. Don't bother. Thin your paint down. Because if it's the right consistency, you'll be able to control it better, and the better you can control it, the easier it is to ensure that it's going where you want it to go. And that is... I've given this horse almost a blue-grey mane, and that's not quite what I want, but I am going to shade it, so we'll push on. So I would say, yeah, learn to control your paints by thinning them down. Don't be obsessed with painting the colour scheme off the box. It's fun to come up with your own ones. What other things? Oh! Will says, Johnny, tell the class what you learned about what isn't a learner video, meaning the Dana Howe thing. Normally I've recommended a lot in the past Dana Howe's painting tutorials because they are great, but a lot of them are pitched as beginner tutorials when actually they're quite advanced. Because like I watched a beginner's guide to underpainting, and I underpainted for ages, and then I was like, I'm not really getting much out of this, so I stopped underpainting. And this weekend I did some underpainting and was like, oh, this is amazing. I now know what I'm doing in terms of light and shadow, because I've been working on my layering of paint for over a year, and suddenly I was like, oh, I get why I'm doing this now. So like, if you see a technique and you apply it and it doesn't seem obvious why you would do it, don't worry too much. You can come back to it and you'll pick things up later. So yeah. Scott Perkins says, where's it gone? Had a seizure and spilled some paint. Probably going to go to bed now. I'm done. I'm so sorry, Scott. I hope you're okay and that you recover soon. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. But take care of yourself, and hopefully we'll see you soon. CookieCat94 says, if you don't like the result, you can repaint it later. Exactly. It's none of it permanent. And like I've said it before, I can't remember where the original quote comes from, but comparison is the thief of joy. Like, paint something to the standard you want. Paint something that gets you excited to be like, I like the way that looks. Don't then go out and be like, but does it look like this? And then look at like pro accounts or whatever. Because it'll, like, there's no point. There's no point in it. Like, a lot of the time, I finish models, and sometimes I'll go on Instagram and I'll be like, oh man, why doesn't my painting look like that? And then I think to myself, it's because I paint a model to a point and I go, I'm happy with that, that's done. I could push myself, I could put 10 more hours into this model, but I'm not going to because life's too short and I like the way it looks. So I'll send it to my friends who are nice and supportive and they say, that looks nice, and I go, thanks, and I move on to the next thing. Don't beat yourself up. You don't have to be winning awards from the get-go, basically. Dark Absol Writer says, my cat's made a mess of the litter tray. In fairness, that is exactly where they're meant to make a mess. Speaking of someone whose cat has been a little bit poorly and has been pooping anywhere but the litter tray, working as intended. Kirby Rawstorn has done a super chat saying, "Hello, lovely human. Any tips for painting armies of boring blood angels? I'm good-ish at painting, but find it hard to make the basic units look good." I would say don't make your batches too big, because the temptation when you're like, oh, I've got to paint X number of models is to go, well, if I do 20 at a time, they'll be done really fast. Like, sure, they might be done really fast, but you'll hate yourself by the end, and you'll hate the models even more. Keep your batch sizes down. Everyone's comfort levels vary. For me, I cannot do a batch bigger than 5. I don't like to do a batch bigger than 3. Sometimes I will do a batch of 5 just to get through them a bit quicker. But again, I know I'm playing with fire there because I nearly quit the hobby entirely because I was painting too many rats in one go. So yeah, just it's about comfort levels. If it's not fun, step away for a bit because otherwise you'll burn out. Need more paint on the thing. Manuel Rivero says comparison is good against your previous work. Yeah, that's actually a very, very good point. At the end of every year, it's a weird thing. Every year, I get to the end of the year and I'm like, I don't feel like I've painted very much. So I go back through my phone and every picture of something I've painted, I stick into a folder, and then I have an entire slideshow of like, here's what I painted this year. And I go through, and I can see my technique improving, and it's really rewarding. It's like, oh, not only did I paint actually quite a lot this year, but I got better at doing it, and it's nice. It's a good feeling. So it's meant to be fun. If it feels like homework, don't do it, because not doing your homework's really fun, kids. Okay. Talking of like improving on things or like pushing comfort zones and stuff, I have got really into painting things black recently, like this horse. Whereas before I really wasn't confident with like painting things black and layering them up in a way that I thought looked good. But painting those angry nuns black and yellow really helped. But also, I think the last time we painted turnip cavalry, and I'll get the old horse out because we've got. Let's see. So if you missed these before, here's the swineherd, 12 lovely Gloucester old spot pigs. Here's a very cursed kind of preacher man with arms and a sort of horrible apron. But yeah, it was this horse. I painted this horse 4 different colours before I went, fuck it, I'll paint it black. And then I did a tiny highlight on it, and I really liked it. And my comfort levels with painting stuff black since then have skyrocketed, which is very nice. Because I'm still painting horses. Max Fitzgerald says, watered down typhus corrosion is the best for everything. I can't find my typhus corrosion at the minute, and it's driving me up the wall, because I'm also trying to paint quite a bit of rust on a Blood Bowl team at the minute. I think I'm just going to buy a new pot, because then when the original one turns up, hooray, I've got another one. But you know what? Having looked at a lot of the sort of official images from Turnip, I am not surprised that watered down typhus corrosion enters into that somewhere. It is that kind of very classic, just like tired metal kind of look. I'm really struggling to string sentences together today. Okay, so we've base coated a horse, and we'll do all the leather bits around there and the tail. I'll just generally keep painting it. Will says, yeah, when you find the original one, you can just drink it down. I shouldn't ask this because, Will, you frequent the most cursed corners of our Discord server, which is to say the ones that are about tabletop gaming. But are you okay? Max says, use it for just weird matte texture on shoulders and legs, not really even metal. Yeah, it's really good for that kind of like built up corroded stuff, isn't it? My foot soldiers are in a different room, but with those I actually ended up getting like a forest floor like dip flock, and before I primed them I glued them and dipped it all in, so they had kind of like weird crusty bits built up on them before I got painting, which was fun as well. But typhus shots, do a shot of typhus corrosion. Yeah. We sure we're all okay. Right, what are we doing? Leather painting leather. Yep. That requires the colour brown, Johnny. Come on, you got this. Boop. Ebrel506 says, back from the lovely world of vacuuming. What a lovely way to describe hoovering. The lovely world of vacuuming. I've got to say, quite a boring thing to say in the year 2022, but I bloody love the vacuum cleaner we've got. A, it's cordless, which is fucking magic. But B, it's got lights on the front. So, honestly, it's got twin headlights. So it feels like you're driving a car at, like, Le Mans, the 24-hour race. So I'm going through a tunnel. No, I'm not. I'm hoovering under a bench. It's brilliant. I love it. It has increased my enjoyment of vacuuming ad infinitum, because I enjoy it now where I didn't before. It's great. Lavoche. Prenez Lavoche. Says, oh no, that's Vache. Sorry, Lavoche. Do you have any recommendations for miniature manufacturers who sell interesting minis which are fun to paint and don't come in batches with more than like 3 models? That's interesting. I would say Northumbrian Tin Soldier makes some really fun and interesting stuff. That's got like big chunky bits to paint. They're good fun, but also you can just shop around like on eBay and stuff, or on Etsy if people are 3D printing things. In order to like just get single models, like also there are like ranges that vary in quality. Like WizKids does like D&D miniatures. I don't particularly rate them in terms of build quality, but you can get individual miniatures that you can paint up. Will quite rightly says Bad Squiddo. Bad Squiddo does some absolutely fantastic miniatures. For example, you can get a miniature of the Swedish lady who had enough when she saw some neo-Nazis like parading through the town and hit one of them in the head with her handbag. Like there's a statue of her in the pose from the famous photograph, but you can also get a little miniature and you can paint her up just to be like bashing the fash. And who doesn't love that, frankly, you know? So yeah, just like basically, if you're worried about painting more than 3 models or something, just don't buy anything with loads of identical models, because like you'll get bogged down in them. Or if there's a unit you like the look of and you just want a couple, you could either sell those on or find somebody to go halves with you on the box, or, you know, do like swap shop type things. Will has come in clutch as per usual. With a Wikipedia link about the presumably about the lady with the handbag. Silva says, I'm Swedish and I've not heard of this. I hope she thinks she was Swedish. Yep. 38-year-old woman, Danuta Danielson, hitting a marching neo-Nazi with a handbag. It's amazing. Happened in 1985. She's properly inspiring. Although, unfortunately, I believe the Nazi she's hitting in that photo did go on to murder somebody at some point in his life, which kind of is tragic, but she gave him a good wallop, so that's good. Just going to paint the tack on this horse. This horse was originally pulling Napoleon's carriage in the model that I converted into a turnip shrine, which I still haven't finished painting actually because I've changed my army. But it's been on the channel before, the Horrible Cursed Root Shrine, which is basically just a poorly assembled Napoleon's carriage and an entire pack of milliput with some tyrannid legs. Britt Kelly says, not sure about shipping, but Reaper Minis here in the States has a great range of single and groups of minis, usually about 3. I've heard of Reaper Minis. I don't think I've ever painted anything of theirs. Oops. All right, fiddly horse bits, straps, I should say, painted. Oh, there's leather on this person's chest. Got it. Whoopsie. There we go. Cool. Ooh, apparently Reaper's Learn to Paint sets are also good. You get basic paints and brush, some minis and guides. Hey, there you go. RV Dammit says, how about 7 TV minis from Crooked Dice? I love them. They're amazing. So Crooked Dice basically does these. It makes war games out of like popular television scenarios or film scenarios that are just about legally distinct. So, for example, I wonder if I don't think the Straw Bear was from there. It might have been. You can get Wicker Man ones, like. Shit, where are they on? You can buy the Salmon of Knowledge from the Wicker Man. I've got some of them somewhere. No, that's something else. You can get Christopher Lee like in a dress leading the procession. You can get sort of the hobby horse and the jester. They're amazing. They're seriously cool. And to be honest, perfect for turnip. So yeah, Crooked Dice do some really cool stuff. I think Crooked Dice also do some like amazing beekeepers. They're kind of wearing like the old style hoods with the baskets on the front, and they're holding little hives. I use those as my my snobs in Turnip to lead my armies, or my army singular. Right. Let's just give a cheeky, and by cheeky I mean quick, little layer to this hoss. Let's give it some musculature, and then we'll shade this so it kind of all blends in together a little bit, just to give some definition to the wee beastie. Batty Wronglegs is perfect for Turnip, the tabletop version of normal for Norfolk. No comment. I spent some time in Norfolk, but probably not enough to make that value judgment. Anonymous says, did you hear about the allergic beekeeper? He broke out in hives. Very good, my lord. Big fan of that. Right, so I think what we're going to do is we'll shade this sucker. And then Dan Keller says, I must leave you now to your perfectly normal horses. See you all next time, Skellies. Take care, Dan. I'm going to shade this sucker, and then I think I'm going to try and paint some gills on the underside of this sort of mushroom head here. And we'll do some sort of little touch-ups as and when we need to. But, oh, I should also paint the tail of the horse, huh? Manuel Rivera says, Johnny, have you ever painted Gundam models or related, or are they just not your vibe? No, I've never given them a go. I think I'm just more interested in sort of... Because, like, games like Warhammer were my way into the hobby, and then I pushed that into other games like Frostgrave and Turnip and moved into 40k and Blood Bowl and all that kind of stuff. Like, Gundams has never really hit my radar. I've never really watched or read any of the related media either, so it's kind of like... It feels like a very different hobby to me. And that's not to be disparaging, it's just that it doesn't feel like it crosses over with the kind of corners of the hobby that I haunt enough for me to give it a go. Although I really enjoyed that picture of... Is it Viggo Mortensen and... Is it Carl Urban? In a shop where they've just bought shitloads of Gundam. I think it's Viggo Mortensen. I think it was when they were filming Lord of the Rings. Just went and bought shitloads of Gundam and they were just like, hee hee hee. I'm not sure. Cheerful Spider says, does cheese chasing still exist in Turnip28, but is it just turnips? Max, if you're still in chat, you can field that one. Right. Agrax Earthshade. Back into the paint box we go. Let's grab that crimson. See what, I'll bring it up. It's a bit more sociable, isn't it? Oh, yeah, there it is. That was easy. Hup. It was Viggo Mortensen and Carl Urban. Thanks so much, Will. Yeah, they bought a load of Gundam stuff. Why haven't I saved that to my computer? Let's fix that. WebP file. Here comes a boring rant. Just, you know, following on from my let me tell you how much I love my vacuum cleaner discussion. Why is it that every time you try and save an image now off Google Images, it's like, oh yeah, WebP file, mate, coming straight up. Even if you search PNG, even if you filter for transparent image, say if you're, oh, I don't know, trying to make a thumbnail and you need a video game character cut out to stick on there. What's a WebP when it's at home? I don't want it. Photoshop doesn't recognise it, therefore neither do I. You know? Will says, WebP can kiss my hoop. Fucking awful format. There you go. The Nice Switch says, it's a hard life, isn't it? Aren't you supposed to be enjoying a curry, the Nice Switch? Also, if you told us what the curry was what was in the curry, I missed it. Sorry. Now that I've been rude to you, can you tell me what the curry's like, please? Right, let's get some muck on the horse and on the rider of the horse. I'm actually going to try and keep that edge clean. It's Google proprietary and Chrome auto-converts it to WebP on save. Firefox and Safari don't do this. Well then, that changes everything. Maybe it's finally time I switch Bruiser. Cyborg Penguin says, "What in the pyramid head is that?" It's a what? It's a knight on horseback. As part of a cavalry unit, obviously. Ask a silly question. Perfectly ordinary soldier in a perfectly normal army that's got between 4 and 12 pigs in it. Yep. Yep. We'll leave that shade to dry. Okay. I mean, it's more normal than this horse, isn't it? Werehorse, my greatest triumph. Okay, here we go. The nice switch says, "Ha ha ha! It's cooking at the minute. I made a paste with a lot of chili powder, onions and garlic, and other bits, and now I'm just hoping for the best. Sounds banging. Frankly, well done, you. Right. Yeah, one more horse and rider to do, and then we can crack on with basing this lot, and then it's walls. Need some exciting walls. What colour to paint this horse? I hate painting horses, which is why I've just been painting them black. Let's paint this storm vermin first. Just have a grey horse. That'll be fine. Oh. Nathan says, Blood Angel's red contrast dries very glossy, it appears. Oh dear. You got any Lamian medium kicking about? Thomas Ford says, well, friends, I'm off for the day. Got some lab work to do. Have a good remainder of your day to all. Take care, Thomas. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and that the lab work goes very smoothly. Please follow the procedure of the lab. Be safe. Wear your goggles, etc., etc. Can you tell it's been years since I had to be in a lab? Monk says, I can highly recommend Tiger Stripe for a horse. Loads of fun. Oh, bloody hell. Maybe on the next one. Too intimidated by Tiger Stripe. Although, oh my god, in our Blood Bowl League, one of my friends, Reese, painted their Bull Centaur for their Chaos Dwarves as like a zebra body, and it's amazing. So, like, which one is it? Like, if you imagine, like, on top it's just like all Chaos Dwarfy, and then down here it's all just like zebra stripe with all of those muscles. It's hilarious. Also, my god, they kicked the shit out of me. They killed one of my dwarves. They killed Sigblad Ironjaw, my troll slayer, who'd been with me since the beginning. So he's dead. So I need to paint up his replacement. Now I've kit bashed it together. Can't afford him yet, but after this match I'll be able to. Here he is. Perfectly normal troll slayer. Septimus1026 has done a super chat saying, until you deploy the full army, will you be fighting in a one-horse town? One supposes. One supposes. Horse, horse, horse. Painting a horse. RV Dammit says, I've recently started using Szechuan peppercorns. Add a sweet umami pop. I fucking love Szechuan peppercorns / Szechuan food in general. It's so good. Like, they numb your tongue out, but they set the stage perfectly for chilies. There's a nice citrus note to it. So good. Nathaniel Levy says, zebras, black with white stripe or white with black stripe? There actually is an answer to this. I can't remember which way round it is, but science has delivered a verdict on this. I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning was. This is a fucking great anecdote, isn't it? Basically, there's an answer to this. I used to know what it is. Now I don't know what it is. Will says, I should make some food. Yes, you should. Converting food into chemical energy is important for your body and its continued existence. CookieCat94 says, I'm being tapped on the arm by a kitty, so it's bedtime. Have fun with the perfectly normal horses and cannons. Take care, CookieCat94. Sweet dreams. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Black with white. They have pigment, and in the white stripes the pigment expression is inhibited. There you go. Zebras are black with white stripes. Which I suppose is what the white stripes were trying to tell us all along. Nick Jeffrey, meanwhile, says zebras aren't real, they're just graffitied horses. You know what? I bet, after the last few years, I bet you there is an online community that fully believes that and is willing to get into a fist fight over it. Right. Horse grey. Now need paint saddle. Frilly bit on saddle. Saddle cloth thing. Oh, missed a bit. And leather straps. Thanks to everyone who's now dropping zebra facts of dubious quality into the chat. Yes. Oh, good lord, I'm in so much trouble. Right. Yeah, that'll do. Mr. Tom for the Win says if you scan a zebra with a barcode reader, it'll show you the zebra's name. You got a lot of nerve coming in here talking about scanning barcodes off the side of living things, Mr. Tom for the Win. I've got to say. Coming in here with that nonsense. Nathaniel Levy says, sorry, Johnny. Why? I wasn't being serious in any way, shape or form. Dylan Armadeck says, I'm always floored by how small zebra are. Oh, sounds like Luna's coming to be an arsehole. How big are zebras then? I kind of just assumed zebra, horse, pretty much analogous, right? Do you think you could take a zebra in a fight, Dylan? Like a fist fight, like not like if I gave you a gun. It's not really a fight, that's just an execution. Well, says, I'm always floored by how loud Luna is. That was her being quiet as well. She's been very expressive recently. It's been it's been a bit of a test feeding the animals here recently because one of the cats is having some trouble digesting food. So at the minute she's on she's just spending a few days eating plain boiled chicken just to calm her guts down a bit. But she wants to eat all the other food, whereas Luna wants food, so she'll scream for food, but if you put the food down, she'll leave. So trying to get her to eat the right food and make sure that Scout doesn't eat all of that food before you can hand cook her dinner and then cook it down, cool it down for her is quite a challenge. And then meanwhile, you've got Watson getting impatient and just hitting water, water, water with her little buttons constantly. And they all start at once. It's not like the dog at 8 p.m., which is when she gets fed dinner, politely reminds me. One cat will start screaming and the other animals will be like, it's feeding time, brilliant. Let's make sure they know. That's how it goes. Hugh says zebras are roughly knee height, but by making sure they're always closer than horses or cows, they appear comparable. I'm not sure that's true. Batty Wrongleg says, if we establish the rules of the fist fight and the zebra fight's fair, I will win, because I have more fists than the average zebra. That's a good point. Cyborg Penguin says, how many buttons does Watson have? Let's see. She's got Watson, my name, my wife's name, good girl, Scritches, play, outside water, hungry, later. She's got 10? I think she's got 10. She might have a couple more, I'm not sure. A nice which says zebras are fluent in French. Pickle. Andrew Roberts says Watson has buttons. Yeah, she's got those buttons where you record something and then you hit the button to let them know a thing. She's pretty good with them. When she gets excited, she just hits any of them. Like when she's hungry and you're making her food, you'll be like, "Go on, hit hungry and I'll feed you." And she's like, "Outside, water, Johnny, outside." It's just like, okay, all right, we'll get there. But yeah, they're good fun. And the times where she has used them to communicate are amazing. And like she started getting chatty because like the first one we gave her was outside, and then we moved to water. And she often uses water to say, "Please give me some fresh water. I don't like the water that's in my bowl that's gone stale," which is great because it means that she's drinking water that she wants to drink. It means that she's drinking more water because we're not just like replenishing it because we reckon it might be stale. We know it's stale. And then sometimes when you're filling it, she'll hit it twice more to be like, "Hurry up, I'm thirsty." But sometimes she'll have a big drink and then just go, "Water." And she's just letting us know she's had a drink. So she'll literally drink some water and then be like, "Ah," with a button. And it's adorable. She's very, very good. She's down here. I'm glad everyone's enjoying Luna's comedic timing. Andrew Roberts says, and she uses them all. She's getting there. She's good with most of them. There are a couple she doesn't really use. But she'll ask to play or she'll ask for scratches or whatever. RV Dammit says, Watson hydrates better than Johnny? Yeah, but only technically because Watson doesn't drink beer. You know? Incidentally, this is a bit of fun. Hold on. I'm drinking a beer called Mysterious Spectre from Hackney Brewery. It's got a ghost on it. But what's this? Same ghost. Shut up, Moon. You disastrous cat. Right. I really need a dark brown paint. Where is one of those? Probably in the paint box. There's one. She's on, so there's another desk on the other side of my desk. It's my wife's desk. So I've got my monitors here. She's just on the other side, being like, So... If I make eye contact, she does it. Hang on. She wasn't looking. Got away with that one. She's ignoring me. Yep. Cool. I'll feed her in a bit. The thing is, if I try and feed her, I'll have to feed the other one. And I haven't bought fresh chicken. So there's no chicken to feed her. So I'd have to go to the shop. And then the dog would want to be fed. And you'd just be here on the be right back screen being like, are they ever coming back? Is this how this channel ends? Are they just leaving? So I'm just gonna be very quiet and hope the cat doesn't hear. Keep calm and reload says my cat just answered Luna. Yeah, probably been like, what? What do you want? Weird cat. Okay. Blow. Oh. Sounds like she's about to start chewing stuff up or knocking stuff off. Just to make a point. Don't you dare. Luna! She's eating my chili plant. Luna! Stop it! She just literally walked over to my chili plant. I went, and just bit like a big bit off. Fucking hell. I can hear her chewing that now as well. I'm going to have to clean that up when she regurgitates it. I love her, but my goodness. Luna! Stop it! Fucking stop doing that! Literally just told you not to. Oh god, now I've stood up. Scout just came past. It's just... Lucanthia says Siamese cats always be yelling. They like to be heard. They're used to being treated as gods. Yeah, she's half Siamese. Her mum was a pedigree Siamese snowshoe that got out and got knocked up by the local Tom. So we adopted, well, my wife adopted Luna as part of an oops litter. And this was before my wife and I got back together and got engaged and got married. So, like, you know, I knew what I was signing up for, but it's been a whole decade of this now, you know. She's a lot of cat, and by a lot of cat I mean she screams all the time. Okay. Gaz T says, my dog, well, my sister's, just reacted, but I'm eating, so he's kind of confused about what is more important. Amazing. Oh, good. Well, Luna's just used the litter tray, so I assume that's going to be hitting me in a couple of minutes. You ever just feel like nothing in your life is yours to control, and that you're just barely managing to hang on while everything just screams at you and does protest shits, you know? I think that's relatable, right? Right. Nathaniel Levy says, would you want her any other way? I do love this cat. The only thing I would change is her meow. because it cuts through me like a knife. It's such a horrible yowl. Whereas, like, Scout can be going off at me, and it doesn't bother me because she goes like no, like meow, like she just meows like a little cat. But because Luna screams, it genuinely upsets me, especially if I'm already feeding her, and she's not only screaming but she's getting louder. Now she's tearing up the carpet. It's just so much. It's just so much. So that's what I would change. Will says it could be louder and more offensive. Well, it's going to be soon. She's going to get louder. Could be creepy like a banshee, says Manuel Riveros. I know it could be worse, but it's not great now. You know? Oh, no, wait, that's the same grade I based the horse in. Hugh says phrasing. Hugh, number one, I'm so tired I almost called you phrasing then. But number two, Hugh, I'm so tired I don't even remember what I said. Claire de Bear says it sounds like a baby crying. We've been asked before if we have a baby. I'm not even joking. Brain. Hard. Difficult to brain. That'll do that. Okay. So we're going to paint this sort of fuzzy bit, sort of a fur trim on this hoss. I'm going to paint it quite badly as it turns out. We've got some metal to paint on these weapons. Well, weapons, that's a trumpet, isn't it? And then we'll shade this sucker. I don't think we're going to get to terrain today. Oh, maybe we will. I don't know, actually. Painting the models has taken longer than I expected, possibly because I was expecting to be compos mentis. But more fool me on that front, frankly. There we go. West Coast Weaver says your horse's head doesn't appear to have a head. Surely that's the head, right? You'd have to assume. Look, I just kitbash this thing. Don't expect me to explain it. Goodness. Right. Let's get that bronze out again, because I liked that. That was a horrible metal colour. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have called Dylan out 3 hours ago. You know? Maybe Dylan would have stuck around and realised that actually we just do talk normally. What if I drove him away? I mean, I definitely drove him away. Anyway. Nathan says you were hoping for a perfect stream, but instead it turned out to be catastrophic. Very good. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Scout's not done a shit on the floor, so I still feel like I'm up. Damn, you got Dean's name wrong too. What did I say? Did I not say Dean? What did I say? Dan? What? I meant to say Dean. What did I say? The chat's on normal latency as well, which is slower than low latency, but apparently... Oh, you're still here! No, not Dylan. No, not... Oh, I said Dylan. No, I meant Dean. Sorry, Dylan. No, Dylan, you're great. And Dean could have been as well. Yeah, it's a weird thing, because like after that stream where people were like, why can't I put on closed captions on your stream? YouTube's changed the thing where not only do I have to tell it that I'm going to be speaking English, fair enough, like, okay, I'll specify the language, but also it used to be able to do closed captions on low latency, but not super low latency. But now you have to have it on normal latency in order to have closed captioning. So obviously I do want closed captioning. But it means that, yeah, chat is that much slower, which is kind of... It's annoying. Because, like, low latency, you're talking in almost real time. And I just find that chat sort of flows better and is a bit more responsive that way. It's a sacrifice worth making, but it's a strange change from YouTube, it has to be said. Clay Trimble says, are you quite alright? Maybe you should get some rest. Oh, I probably should, but after this I'm playing half a game of Blood Bowl that I didn't finish last week, so I'll rest after that, when I've possibly won, but more likely have drawn against an elf team. Corio Malayan has done a super chat saying, you've made your opinion on dragons in general clear, but what about the ones that show up in guards? Those ones are incredible, because if anybody can make dragons palatable in a fantasy novel, it is Terry Pratchett. They are absolutely brilliant. Because you know what? They're flawed. They're fallible. They're flammable. And more often than not, they explode. I love them. It's brilliant. Bloody love it. Oh shit! Lisa Hunt's done a super chat saying, earlier Johnny sent love and good wishes my way for my terrible Monday. Now my day has improved. Meh. So here's some good wishes back for theirs, with a little pear emoji. Lisa, I'm so glad that your day seems to be turning itself around. That's great news. I hope it continues to do so. I hope it's only on the up and up. Thank you very much for sending me some good wishes back as well. I will pass those on to chat. Chat, Lisa Hunt says hello and wishes you well. But yeah, oh good. Well, that's nice. Excellent. Andrew Roberts says, heading out on lunch. You all have been excellent as always, and thank you, Johnny. Take care of yourself, Andrew. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and that lunch is delicious. Nathan says, did I miss Dragon Smack Talk? I talk... I've talked about it in the past, right? I find dragons fucking boring. Because everyone's like, ooh, they're so majestic. And dragons themselves are properly up themselves. They're like, I'm amazing. Why aren't you worshipping me? I'm a dragon. It's like, because you're like this in pretty much all fiction. You're a dick. No one cares. I just hate them. I hate them. I don't find them exciting. I don't find them interesting. The one time I fought a dragon in Dungeons and Dragons, I was like, oh, this isn't take a long time. And it's threatening, sure, but we'll probably live. This is a long-running series that I'm guesting on. And then the dragon lived and so did we. And it was like, okay, that was briefly alarming. I just don't care about them. And they're just like... they're just up themselves. I blame a lot of this on Robin Hobb. Because I read 11 of those books because I thought a lot of the character stuff was good, but I didn't realise how much fucking dragon stuff there'd be in after the Farseer trilogy. Although, god damn it, it made me care about Tintignalia and the whatever dragon in the Tawnyman trilogy. Against my wishes, I cared about that. You know? I just don't care. Don't care about them. Thunder Cookie has done a super sticker of the pear. The pear is back. The pear is full of love, seemingly. Or possibly it is coughing up bubbles of blood. No, it's their hearts. The pair is kind of going like, and then going like, mwah, and blowing a kiss, and then hearts not explode. They go like, they pop out of its mouth, and its hearts. It's got hearts in its eyes, and the pair is generally being expressive and lovely, and it's very nice. Thank you very much, Thunder Cookie. Nathan says, what about Sigmar's fuckable dragons, better or worse? It's just also bad, just crap. Will, as per usual, is saying what I agree with. I could have phrased that better, probably. Saying more dragons should be like English folkloric dragons, where they are a big wrong snake that fucks up villages. Yeah, worms. W-Y-R-M. That's my kind of dragon. Big snakes that fuck up villages. It's big reptilian hoodlums. Right, that's a horse, isn't it? Let's shade it. I'm going to shade this horse, and then I think I'm... Yeah, no, I'll keep painting the horse. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll bloody well do. There it is. There's my brush. Chaos asks, what about the wrestling tag team Redragon? I don't know the first thing about them, so I'm not willing to write them off at this juncture, but I suggest they get a better name. How's that? Will said, I said puts fucks up villages. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry I sub-edited your comment on the fly. Shade the horse. It's a horse. Let's make it a slightly darker colour. Dylan Armadeck says, can you field 2020 the bear on a team of Turnip28? Feels like he'd fit. I don't know if there are rules for bears. There are rules for like snail knights, which are like just little fighting guys riding around on snails. They're pretty special. But I don't know if bears exist in Turnip28. In any case, no, I don't want to I don't want to sort of like make anyone else witness that bear, you know. By rights, the bear should be locked away, kind of like the Ark of the Covenant at the end of Raiders. Chaos says, how do you feel about people who are overly pedantic about things being wyverns rather than dragons? I just assume they're all shy Tories. If I see somebody arguing about it being a wyvern over a dragon, I assume they vote Tory. And they just sort of go quiet or maybe mumble something about the Liberal Democrats if pressed. There you go. That's what I think about those people. Here's a cannon. Here's everyone's. Are you quite dry? No, you need some more drying time. All right. So, okay. There it is. So, I've got some barbed wire here, which I will now paint. Fascinating. It's quite fun, this barbed wire. It's basically just a very thin wire with another very thin wire wrapped around it, so it looks a bit sort of barbed. And then you just wrap it around a paintbrush handle, clip it, and arrange it. It's very cool. Very useful. There we go. sort of silvery. Get a bit more lead belcher on the palette. It's a weird scratchy noise, isn't it? Okay. Think while the cavalrymen continue to dry, it is forbidden Nutella time. So let's get the little fish knife out. There's actually a different one. And actually, I don't think this is a fish knife. I think that's a butter knife. But missing the handle, obviously. Never can tell with these streams, can ya? Fish knife? No. Butter knife. We should also get the horses from last time. So, here's the other horses we've finished for Turnip28. I definitely want to splash some mud onto this guy's head, because I don't like the head very much. So, okay. Nathan says it's a fish knife, you use it on a fish. Cheerful Spider says, where did you get your suspicious goop spreaders? Years ago, my wife got some cutlery off eBay. Just a job lot of like silver and silver plated cutlery, and these sort of came as part of it. And some candlesticks as well. It was all like 20 quid. It was amazing. Got loads of the stuff. But these have been languishing in the, I almost called it the ketchup drawer, the cutlery drawer, for years. And I've liberated them for my hobby purposes. Okay. Goop. Here we go. This stuff is just so good because it looks really like wet and gooey, but it dries that way, and it dries super solid. Like, it doesn't flake off or anything like that. Like, I have very little patience for basing materials that just come off the model again, or like, you know, leave tiny bits of themselves in the carry case or whatever. This stuff, solid. It's great. Which is why I bought the sand equivalent for my Tau kill team, and it worked a treat. I'm all about quick and easy basing materials. So there's that. And then let's just... Oh, well, no, wait, we're fine. Let's just really smear some of this in here. That's a bit better. There we go. Let's anonymise this big head. Yeah, now seems sort of a bit like a root ball. Yeah, that's more like it. There we go. Great. Cursed Hoss. Uru Smith says, what is that stuff, please? Johnny, this is Vallejo Thick Mud Acrylic. Or, if you prefer, Barro Marron. It's very good. You get like a big old tub of it. It depends, you know, how much you'll get out of it depends on how thickly you spread it, but it's just really easy to work with. I don't know how quickly it dries. I tend to just leave it overnight. But yeah, it's just, it looks very good for the kind of like humid, goopy battlefields that are perfect for turnip. So yeah, big fan, frankly. Ooh. There's another guy. Oh, Christ. Oh, I picked it up by the head, didn't I? But the head's all gooey. Whoopsie. It's alright, Wilson. You okay? Good pig. And then we got to do the cannon and the gun crew. So we've got to kind of poke a good amount of that under the gun carriage. Were, undercarriage jokes, were. What I'd really like to do, though, is build up a good amount of it around the wheels, like that. So it's really embedded in, actually. Let's get a bit more on there. Fergie! There we go. Bit more there. And the chocks. Don't want to put too much in, actually. I do want it to show up that these are chocks. Ooh. Come on, little butter knife. Ugh. No, butter knife. Bad. Ah, shit. Now we got to do the kind of bits down the sides. Well, I don't know why I'm saying shit. It's not like we have to be neat. Even sounds gritty. Horrible. Cube says, does the mud taste like Chocolate Angel Delight? Based on smell alone, I'm going to go with no. And I don't think I'm going to test it any further than that. Nathan says, Nun's faces are so small and my fingers are so fat, highlighting these is going to take ages. But Nathan, what if it took no time at all? Because you didn't bother. I'm going to put some mud in there and I'll let... Mud in there and all! Alright, that's the carrot, the cannon. That looks sufficiently turnip-esque, I think. In fact, I'm just going to... Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. There we go. Yeah, pleased with that. Okay. And then... B Reynolds 376 says, I was wondering if is that this stuff's actual intended purpose? Yeah, so you can see here, it's for like gumming up. It's used a lot in like historical war battles, like if you're doing like World War II stuff. So yeah, you can thin it down and paint it onto vehicles, or you just use it as like basing material, like I'm doing now. So even though I'm using it for a weird game, this is what it's meant for. Now, I think it's going to be interesting trying to work it in with the barbed wire. Some might say I should have based these before I stuck down said barbed wire, and to them I would say correct. But I can always stick more down. And it's visibly there, it's fine. Yeah, this guy looks suitably horrible. Great. Okay. All right, now the straw bear. Oh. Pardon? Here we go. Here we go. There we are. Cool. Final bit. I'm actually, watch this. Gonna use this end. Just to get a tiny bit of get a tiny blob of mud. And try and thread it through into the base. It's not really working. That works. Just go underneath and poke it around. Okie dokie. So, let's review what we've done, friends. Alrighty, so let's have a look at what we've done. Look at what you've done. So we've painted this cannon, and it turns out Cassandora yellow over lead belchers. Fun, like it. Looks weird. Doing its job. Is a big menacing cannon. Great. Then we've got the swabbing gun dude there, sort of swab and horse leg bits. Some barbed wire. We've of course got the straw bear, who is serving as a slow match. And then we mostly painted this horse, which actually looks better than I thought it was going to. And this one, which is still not dry, but is coming along quite nicely. And then with some returning favourites, we based this perfectly normal horse and rider, and we based this perfectly normal horse and rider. Nice, it says Dream Blunt rotation. Incredible. Where's it gone? Gary Cook says, Johnny, have you ever used the basing mud that dries with a cracked effect on the surface so it looks like mud in drought conditions? I'm considering it for some of my Blood Bowl models, but not sure. Yes, I have. Here's an example. That's just over black primer. It's not a great example, actually. Let's try this one. This one's not great either. That's it over white primer. If you cake it on properly, you get like really deep cracks, and if you cake it on in a sort of lighter way, you get smaller cracks. I actually really like it. I rate it. It's a good quick basing material. It's not the best thing ever, but it's good enough. So yeah, I reckon it's worth a punt. But anyway, pals, I mean, arguably my brain was too cooked to push on at the start of this stream, but I think it's fair to say that my brain is definitely too cooked now for me to carry on. I'm struggling to string sentences together and to get them out of my mouth without yawning. I've had a tremendous time, but I think that's enough. So, sorry for cutting things short, but I think it's for the best. I will be back on Thursday. I will be playing a video game. I haven't decided what yet, so look out for that. And then on Saturday, obviously, there'll be new episodes of Press Any Chiodini. Weird Tales of Adventure is still coming from last month. I'm sorry it's delayed. I am working on it. It's been a weird couple of weeks, but it is definitely on the way. And then I'm gonna do a little post about potentially shaking up the Patreon and doing some things ever so slightly differently. So go look forward to all of that. Thank you to everyone who is telling me to go nap. I won't. I'm going to go play a league game of Blood Bowl, because that's just the kind of Monday I like to have. So, I'm going to go do that. You have a lovely rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever's left, basically. Have a great time, and I'll see you then. If you weren't already aware, I do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. Go check it out. There are 3 tiers. They might be shaken up soon, who knows, but I still think they're pretty good. So you have a look at that. If you could do the like and the subscribe thing, that would be great. McDaniel has done a super sticker of the pear. The pear seems to have calmed down after a lot of the earlier things, and is sort of putting their hands together and giving a reverential bow with the text "Thank you," which is very, very nice. Thank you very much, McDaniel, and thank you to everybody who has been watching. So yes, thanks again, everybody. Check out the Patreon if you want to. Otherwise, there's loads of stuff on the channel. If you get a subscribe, it is just a vanity metric, but also it helps push the content out to other people. Yada, yada, yada. You know how YouTube works. If you like it, do a click about it. I will catch you very soon. Take care of yourselves, and thank you once again.